anyways, if y'all were gonna kill someone, hypothetically speaking, how would y'all do it though?
Do people actually eat the cashew fruit, or do you just eat
What the fuck is a cashew fruit?
That's where cashews come from.
Obviously, the school was like, huh, there's this thing about suicide on the student's computer. We should check this out. They called me to the office. I had no clue why they called me. What's going on? It's like, yeah, so we saw your history, like, and
I thought it was a porn. I'm John.
I'm Alfonso.
I'm Darren.
I'm Faheem. Welcome to the Scat Cast. We don't know either.
Yes, sir. Today we got the GOAT right here. We got Faheem.
Yes.
One of my closest friends, top contender for best friend status right here. I got history with this guy. We're like basically neighbors at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we live like less than 10 minutes away.
Unless I'm.
I was gonna say like 6 states away,
yeah.
but
I mean, now it is a couple states away.
Yeah,
from
like,
bros in
Don't worry.
Virginia.
If I can land a
But
job in Georgia, I'll be back.
But he's here in the flesh, here on the Scat Cast. He made
Yes,
time
sir.
to come down here and be on the show.
we are very honored to have your
Very honored
presence
to have
here.
I
you. Faheem
appreciate
back.
you guys having me here. Thank
I
you.
love my friend Faheem.
The man, the myth, the legend himself, Faheem.
I always remember you guys while I'm up there. I never forget.
And if I were to introduce Faheem to a group of people, I'd be like, you know what? This is your token like do-gooder. He's like just like a great moral compass to follow. He's the moral friend in the group. He's the voice of reason
But-
always.
Basically,
Never
He's
makes
like
a
the
wrong
Captain America
decision.
when
You
you
giving
meet
me-
just like
he is
that.
Captain America.
Yeah.
You're giving me too much credit. All right, so what are we talking about today?
when you started saying token, I thought you were gonna be like, oh, is the token Muslim friend?
I was
over
not
here?
gonna- we
I really thought
already
that's
had a
what
Muslim
you're
guy on the podcast.
Yeah, I know,
Anyway.
but I really thought that's the direction you were
you didn't
taking
know
that.
he was, or the spot.
I did. They
You
didn't.
do. They didn't know that.
Nas didn't talk about it at all, but you know.
Well, I mean,
it wasn't addressed.
let's just say being Muslim is my this. It's who I am. So it's,
I mean,
Part of
it's-
your
yeah.
identity.
it's
Mhm.
relevant to me anyway. Maybe not for Nas, but for me, it's my identity.
He said, unlike him, I'm a real Muslim.
that's
alright?
that's not what I meant. That's
Well,
not what I
I
meant.
I just think
Shade.
Faheem is very strict with what he follows. You know, like he knows what he's doing, kind of thing. Like he knows the rules and he plays by the rules of his faith. He's very disciplined in that regard.
I just know like all the times that we'd be like calling on Discord or something, like playing games, and then we like halfway like in the middle of something, like something important to be happening. You're like, all right, hold on, guys, gotta go pray.
We have been in
like,
the middle of a Destiny raid.
Yes.
And then this guy is like, hold on, I'm gonna go pray. And then it's just us and the other like 4 random guys we LFG'd with just waiting there for like
Yes.
14
I mean,
minutes.
I didn't. I probably should just say I need to go do something for 5 minutes. I don't want to.
Well, I knew what it was, and
I
then they
didn't-
were like, also you were not gone for 5 minutes. It was like
Was it?
10 or 12.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's always a while.
yeah. And then
Well,
and then
And
they
there's
were
nothing
like,
wrong with
and
that.
then-
I mean,
well,
do your thing.
Yeah,
I
and
don't-
then this other guy was like, "I'm gonna go leave too," while he does that. And then he left, and they were like, "Why do you leave?" So I was gonna pray really quick, and they're like, "Okay, that's cool." And then this other guy left, and then he got back later than Faheem did. And then they were like, "Where the fuck did you go?" He's like, "I went to go take a shower, like in the middle of a raid." what the fuck?
You get the gamer gunk, Darren.
And then we
Bubba
were like,
was
and then
sweating.
we were all like, "You know what? We're
Sweating
not gonna
towards it.
ask. Let's just move on to the next encounter."
I kind of want to know what raid was it?
It was King's Fall.
Yeah, it was fucking. I knew
Yeah.
it was King's Fall.
It's just such a silly concept to me. Like I don't. That's a bad way to word it. But like just like in the middle of like something, you're just like, all right, hold on, guys, I gotta go pray.
Okay,
He
okay.
was like getting up.
That's
in the middle.
fine. The guy who
If
was
it's-
just like randomly took a fucking
Oh,
shower
yeah.
in the middle of
Yeah.
the night.
I mean, I tried. I do think that sometimes I say it as if like, oh, they need to know. Like, I'll just like they already know me enough that I don't need to say. I'll be
Yeah.
back in like 7 minutes, and they know what I'm gonna go do. So, if it's at that time, sometimes my mom calls me. Actually, no. If my mom calls me, I'll just say my mom called me. I'll be back.
Mhm.
Something like. But yeah, no.
Okay, so you play Destiny. What other things do you do?
Oh gosh, you don't want to know, man. League of Legends.
Oh no!
Okay,
Ew.
y'all want to talk about me in Overwatch? This nigga's a league.
Okay, well, to be
You made me
fair,
ill.
these past 7 months,
This league is an entertaining
7
competitive scene.
months.
for the past 7
Yeah.
months, I haven't been playing as much, mainly because of work, and I just feel too lazy to play anything after
And he's been
work.
playing Destiny with me.
And I've been playing Destiny instead, pretty much. I don't play as much.
It's just the
League.
fucking addiction pipeline of just grinding. Warframe,
Dude,
Destiny.
dog, if
League.
you want to talk about grinding, you just see me on Wizard 101, man. Over
I know that game is grindy as fuck.
in
Amos talked to me
one
about
in
that
1
shit.
month, I have like over 500 hours in that game. It's unhealthy.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
500.
I made sure to make use every inch of that membership. I paid $10. I'm gonna use every single hour of the day.
Is it like a yearly membership?
No, it's like a month. Okay, there is yearly, but like I know I'm not gonna play that much. Okay, I say that when I have like
dropped 500.
500 hours in the game.
But eventually you get burned out.
Yeah,
Of,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
So
know.
like in the 1 month, I I just like take a little
Yeah,
break,
yeah.
and then once like something new adds in, I hop back on, grind it out
Probably the
again,
best way to
and
go
then I
about it.
get back off. I mean, that's like most games, right? Like you play a game for a little bit, you get tired of it, you go play something else.
We
and-
all have our Minecraft pilgrimage where like, it's just
Yeah,
randomly,
so-
like I just kind of
yeah, no, actually,
play
like
some blocks
I
again.
haven't
like-
had that pilgrimage in like 4 years.
well, we had
Mine's, like, 4 months
we had a
ago.
little mini one like in June when I bought the like modded Minecraft server, and we
Mhm.
played modded Minecraft for like 2 straight weeks, and then eventually it died out, which is
yeah,
fine.
but like
I don't
it's,
mind.
it's Minecraft. Like
I
it's
got-
always gonna be there.
I got my phone out of that modded. I enjoyed it, and it's like, whatever next we do.
Faheem, how's work going for you?
Work. I'm done
Yes.
with work, so it went well though. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot more than McDonald's, man. I'll tell you that.
you know,
Yeah.
Faheem here is a student in mechanical engineering. He had an internship at where?
Greif, Riverville Mill. It's a paper mill.
Paper mill.
I read that as grief. I'm not. Gonna lie.
It's funny you say that because that same joke has been running in our company. Like, we would say some people would be like, "Is your company named Grief?" Like,
Yeah.
no, it's Greif.
You told me earlier you work on a lot of the machines, and then there was like a manual that was like 5 pages long on how to turn off all the machines.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck? Just to turn them off?
Yeah, like so, it's called lockout tagout. When
Oh,
you
yeah.
want when you
Like
want
OSHA shit, yeah.
when you want to do maintenance on the machine, you have to make sure every single thing is shut off so it cannot accidentally be turned on
Yeah.
because someone can die. And also,
Yeah.
like if you have locks, like each employee operator that works on the maintenance has a lock,
Mhm.
and if they do not take off their lock, they cannot start the machine. So even if you're like if you leave and you go to like Florida or something, they will not take it off until they know where you are.
Yeah.
And if you don't pick up your phone, that machine is gonna stay off until they know where you are.
I've never worked in
Even-
a factory.
Even if they go inside and no one's in there, they are not allowed to start the machine up until they know physically where you are. They
Yeah,
have a
usually you're supposed to have
confirmation.
like 2 people there. And
Yeah.
everything too. Like they have to make sure that everything is like set up properly.
That's why that's why you gotta like that's why they make sure you take off your lock, because you know I think the number was like we pay $10,000 per hour, or we lose $10,000 per hour for every hour the machine is not on.
Okay.
Oh.
So
But when you bring up that lock thing, that's actually real interesting because I listened to like this YouTuber who does like top 3 places you shouldn't go, but people have gone anyways. And 80% of his videos are like workplace, like OSHA shit. So like the last video I heard, this guy was working on this like naval military tanker, and it was like a lockout shutout thing. But he was the guy who was supposed to be inspecting it, and he half-assed his job. And so he already called someone out earlier for being lazy. So as like everyone else went to sleep on this military ship, he's like, ah, shit, I should probably check my job to make sure I didn't fuck anything up. So he goes back by himself without alerting anybody. He gets locked inside of a pressurized chamber.
Oh, no.
They can't find him. And then when they do the checks to find him, because he like has like a dirty rag, he sticks it out the chute so that they find him. And then, so basically, the guy he called lazy, who's another worksite manager, and the other, there's like 3 of them. So the 2 of them are walking around without the third guy, and they're looking for him. And there's like 3 different chambers you're supposed to check, and he was in the 2nd chamber. One guy started at the 3rd chamber, one guy started at the 1st chamber. When the 3rd guy walked past the 2nd one and the 1st guy was walking to the 2nd one, the 1st guy was like, oh, did you already check all of them? And he was like, yeah, I checked all of them. None of them checked the 2nd one. And so they just left. And so they couldn't find him. They waited like 48 hours, but this ship needed to dock and to actually like, you know, get the stuff like actually shipped across. So they had to do it without him. They just said he probably went AWOL or he drowned or some shit. And he burnt alive because when the seals locked, it got really hot and then he just cooked. And then when they were done docking the ship, you know, because you have to check the chambers, you know, as a routine.
Yeah.
They found his corpse body like leaning against the door.
lockout tagout is probably the most important thing on manufacturing plants or anything where
It's a painful death. Like,
It
Yeah.
is not the amount of people that died because people were lazy and just like, he probably like they're assuming that this person did something.
Mm-hmm.
When, as shown, most injuries happen because people are complacent. Like they've been doing it for so long, they're like used to it. Like, oh, I'm not gonna get hurt, and then
Yeah.
they get hurt. because they're so used to it, they don't think about the safety stuff.
Yeah, the
People just get like annoyed, like having to sit there and like do
Yeah,
all these
but
different
like there's a
things,
reason
but
why.
yeah.
There's a reason why it's there. Because like the reason why only the most of the workplace injuries are older people that work there for a long time is because they're so used to it.
Mhm.
You will never hear a new person getting hurt because they
take that shit seriously.
They're careful.
They
yeah.
don't want to get hurt.
And
But
it's funny you say that because the number one cause of death for people over 40 is accident.
yeah, I mean like it's just like they're so used to doing it. Like
Well, because
they
I
just
mean,
don't think about it.
after a point, you just feel like you can do that shit like the back of your hand.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean, even myself, like walking through attics and shit, like a lot of the times I'm not like grabbing shit to like do. I just like walk across. Or whatever.
Another thing that a lot of people don't do on manufacturing flight, they don't wear their earplugs. Like, dude,
Oh,
I was like at one of my on paper machines. There was this contractor that came in and they were grinding something. They were cutting something. They weren't wearing earplugs. And when I like took it off, my goodness, I thought my ear was like getting.
They're probably just deaf at this
It was
point.
Yeah.
it was painful. Like I had to like it was hurting. And I'm like, you guys gotta wear your earplug. What are
Maybe
you
they just
doing?
took off their hearing aids.
Damn.
Like,
No. That's not right.
I don't know. Like,
Anyways, I had to tell them to wear the earplugs because, dude, that is hurting my ears. I'm assuming they're right next to it. It has to hurt their ears too. So I'm like, yo, you guys gotta wear your earplugs.
it's the same thing with like knee, like any kind of protective gear, like knee pads, helmets.
I'll
like
bring
anything.
your earplugs. Like if you like, I
Please,
don't. Like,
yes.
I don't.
I'm begging you, put this shit on.
I'm uncomfortable with you guys not having earplugs on. Like holy moly!
I'm fine.
I'll
Ears start bleeding.
I want you guys to hear your family. Like that.
That's probably why they don't put them in. They're like, oh, I don't hear my bitch wife anymore.
Oh my god.
That's such a crazy reason. Like I actually want to go deaf. Like, my wife keeps yapping at me every time I go home.
Huh?
there's a subreddit called r/morbid reality, and it's basically, I think I referenced it like last episode too, but it's basically just like bizarre events that have happened that are just very disturbing and morbid, and like it kind of like recounts those events. So it's kind of similar to where like this guy was found in a place he shouldn't be. So it was at a Japanese elementary school.
Oh,
They
gosh.
found this. He was a teacher at the elementary school. They found him in a septic tank.
How the
Like,
fuck do you
like-
get in a septic tank?
Yeah,
I
so,
feel like I always hear stories about people in Japan dying inside of septic tanks. There's like that's like the third fucking
If
one
I
I've
had
heard.
a nickel for every time.
Yes. Like there was
You know-
a fucking like there's a like a wife that went missing and ended up being found in a septic tank. There was a fucking like just a random like Jane Doe they got like why is it always a fucking septic tank?
yeah,
It's-
but the septic tank he was found in was connected to the toilet of another teacher who he was commonly seen talking / flirting to, or like had some kind of interest in. So people think, and also he had like cuts and stuff on his body, so he was like forced into that septic tank. So, and he was also face up, like he was face up right below where
So he was shoved
the
in.
shit would come from. Yeah. So people were like, but what they speculated was that he crawled through there with like sheer willpower after getting like fucking bruised and stuff, and then he sat there like looking up as she was like taking a shit.
Wait, so he like cuts as in like he was cut or cuts from like
Like those are really narrow. So I mean, squeezing through it, he probably hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just got stuck. Like I don't know if he was chasing some kind of thrill, if it was like a fucking fetish or something, but
What if
like
I hope he was just high. Like because I've heard like high people.
best case scenario, he was forced to do that. Like
You know, so they think he willingly crawled through
yes, people. There's a theory that he willingly crawled through there
To
to
see- to
look
see-
at her bottom. So
there. So the one I heard the other day was it was his husband and a wife, and the husband is like, "Hey, my wife went missing. What the fuck's happening?" Eventually, they start like tearing apart the entire building. They can't find her. Like they have like no, they don't even see her like leave the building on the cameras or anything. Like
Oh.
she had to be inside the building still. Eventually,
Hush.
they go through during like the septic change out and everything, and they start seeing like bits of this weird like mushy bit inside of the septic tank and everything. And then like, oh, something's weird in here. They do a DNA test and it's her. And they found out that the husband like murdered her, chopped her up into tiny little bits, and flushed her down the toilet like piece by piece.
That's crazy. Oh, I can't find my wife.
Yeah, like
Murdered
he
her.
tried playing it off the entire time, which makes you prime suspect number one. I don't know why the fuck you would do that, but
Especially if there's camera and they didn't show her leaving the house. Like,
well, it was a hotel. But
Oh, it was
still,
a hotel.
Yeah, even worse, it's a hotel. Like where the fuck?
Yeah, if you guys came in together and only one of you walked out, it's like
that's
Yeah.
strange. It's funny because like that trope is so common that when I read manga, I also see that trope.
The septic
dying
tank.
in septic tanks.
Yeah, like it's like a mystery horror, and
What?
they would always find a body in the septic tank for some reason in the manga.
See, I didn't know it was that fucking common. What the hell?
Apparently, it's common enough that they use
Why
it
do
as
you
a manga
bury
trope.
bodies and shit. Like I don't.
Because
get
no
it.
one
will
wants to look
search
in there.
it. Yeah.
You
No
know,
one will search it except for like sanitation experts who are cleaning it out.
Yeah, and they're not gonna think much of it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, well, that's a funny looking shit.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but like, in that case, the context was they were looking for someone.
Okay.
But like, if you didn't
A
know,
random
if you
worker-
weren't, a random work is not gonna think, huh, this is weird.
Be like, oh, they got a mushy.
this shit's a
shit.
little red. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like maybe he had a diarrhea, bloody diarrhea. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's possible he had internal bleeding.
I've always heard people say that like if you want to get rid of a body, the best way to do it is to like feed them to pigs.
But yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they. I was
interesting.
about to say that's what they used to do. They would cut them up into pieces and feed them to pig and like
Yeah.
pig feed.
I don't know,
Does
man.
that actually work?
Yo, they eat
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I mean, like with DNA testing, like would you not be able to like find
find
that?
it in the shit.
Yeah,
Probably not.
Well, like again, like
If you
what?
get rid of the shit, then like you're done.
I mean,
I guess.
another thing is like I know like killers they practice on prostitutes. I know that
I was
too.
gonna say small animals, but that's even worse.
I mean,
Yeah.
thing is like with prostitutes is
I was gonna look for them.
yeah, no one cares about them. Essentially, that's for
Well, that's the
in
mindset.
general.
Unfortunately,
In general, most people don't care about prostitutes. Like they don't.
Unfortunately, that's usually
That's-
why they're in that position.
They're in that either they got trafficked or they're like in the
Down
hands
on their
of
luck and no one
pimps,
to turn to.
stuff like that. Like they literally got no way out. And then serial killers, since they know no one cares about them, they can just practice all they want on them.
Or you just have someone like Jack the Ripper who just like hates women and like decides
Yeah.
like, oh, they're all harlots and he's gonna kill them.
that-
Because
One of
of
the
that-
theories was his mom was a prostitute and she kept like he harbored that. Well, I'm not saying he's justified, but I'm saying like that was why he specifically targeted them because he
There's
had
a-
like
Wait, did he
There's
target
another.
prostitutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was specifically prostitutes and women he would find on the streets of London.
Yeah.
There's another theory that his wife was like not faithful, so that's why
Oh.
he like targeted sex crime.
okay. So
I
either
found
way,
out who he was recently, right? He was like a dentist or some shit.
There's
They found
multiple
out?
people they thought that he would have
Yeah.
been. Most likely he would have been a doctor or a surgeon because the cuts he made were very precise.
Yeah.
And at the time of like
you
Victorian
have
era
that
London.
knowledge how to do that.
Well, also in Victoria era London, a lot of people were not literate, and he wrote letters to the police, so it would have to be someone educated.
You're
That
right.
coupled with the clean cuts and
Ah,
everything, they were like he most likely is a medical professional.
Yeah, because I don't think no layman would like
Yeah.
just know how to like be a doctor.
Yeah.
Even if they knew what to write,
He even knew how to take like very specific organs out, and he would like send them to police and people.
Taunt
so.
them, yeah.
Didn't he have like a fairly low body count by like today's
7?
standards? Yeah, it was like 5 or 6, wasn't it?
It was under
I don't
10
remember.
from our.
Like, I remember it being like fairly like underwhelming, I guess, from today's
To be a
standards.
serial killer, it's more
It
of
is.
like
Isn't
how
this-
many people can you kill and get away with? Because most
Well,
Yeah.
I think he's so infamous because he got away with it.
Yeah.
And he was also sending them letters, like
he was
taunting
taunting
them kind
them,
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And they
it's
were
not like
never.
a Zodiac killer.
Also, he would
too.
change up his handwriting and grammar style every single time he sent a letter.
Sheesh.
And so there's another theory that there was no Jack the Ripper. It's like a group of people. There were Jack the Rippers.
Like fucking Saw, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Sort of like that.
That's kind of hard, actually. I like that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like,
I
like,
don't
he
like
would
I don't
randomly,
like
like-
people dying, but
Like
yeah.
in different letters, he would randomly
Cool, I guess.
misspell words, and the handwriting would change, and he would call himself different names and like the signature part of it.
I mean, if he's that intelligent, he probably was just fucking with them, knowing like they
Yeah.
would never know. And then, so I mean, honestly, like not to like congratulate a killer, but
You know-
like no DNA tracking. It's Victorian England. Like, there's
There
no
was-
way of tracking this man. He just got away with like murder for fraud.
There was
There's
this
also a-
joke about like giving killers like super cool names, like the
Yes, I
Zodiac
know what you're
Kid.
talking about.
And
Oh,
they're like,
it's
why are
really
we
good.
giving killers like dope names, like the Zodiac
Like the
Killer?
TDK killer, like, it's badass.
Yeah.
The fucking Night Reaper or something
Like,
like
it's
that.
like this is giving-
Jeffrey.
The Milwaukee cannibal.
yeah, because Wendigo was like, why the fuck are you guys naming them such a hard names? These are terrible people.
Yeah. I mean,
comes
because
down-
they want to make them sound scary, I guess.
Well,
but-
that also goes down to the media kind of vilifying
Romanticizing.
them in a way. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it draws in views. Like if it was a cool name,
Yeah.
people are like, oh, what is this about? Huh?
Like, imagine walking past a newspaper stand back in the 1800s and you see a fucking newspaper that says Jack the Ripper strikes again. That shit would go hard.
You
That
would
dead ass
instantly
be a
pick
fucking
that up.
fire.
But these are the
There's
same
there's
people that
another
watch
theory.
public executions, though. But yeah.
There's another theory that it was actually a Jane the Ripper, like a female.
What?
So she
Why?
hated women?
Yeah, she hated other prostitutes
It's a
because maybe
femcel?
her husband was.
Oh
unfaithful.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's possible. I was just, it's
So
fu-
she was an educated surgeon as well, though? Were female surgeons?
Yeah, women can be surgeons, dude.
I mean, there's a
Victorian?
lot rare.
I don't know.
I say back then.
But you know what's funny you say that because I was just thinking that like, what if she was just like, what if it was a woman that her husband cheating on her with the prostitute, so she just hates prostitutes. And
Yeah, that's how the theory goes.
I would
Yeah.
have killed my husband, but that's just me.
yeah, okay, but I personally, you shouldn't kill at all. I'm just saying.
That's what I was gonna say. I, mean,
I
I don't know.
I'm putting it out there, guys. We shouldn't kill at all. I'm not
saying, if
condoning.
someone gotta go, it's not-
Anyways, if y'all were gonna kill someone, hypothetically speaking, how would y'all do it though?
Oh my god.
I would do acid. I've always not necessarily I wanted to try, but like I just think I'll probably like besides pigs, like dissolving someone's body in
I
acid.
thought you meant like LSD.
Oh, like drug them.
I was like,
No.
how the fuck are you gonna kill them?
Overdose them.
I guess
Can you even overdose
that'd be a
on
terrible
LSD?
way to die. Jesus
You could like
Christ.
fry your brain. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fry the brain and they start like foaming out the mouth and shit. Okay, this
It's like
is.
inducing a seizure.
Yeah, that'd be a terrible way to die. Jesus Christ, that'd be scary.
It'd probably be fun for them though.
I don't think it would be.
Give them a bag of raw almonds and convince them to
Cyanide?
use normal almonds. Exactly, yeah. Because raw almonds, they don't contain
Okay.
cyanide, but they contain like a chemical your body will turn into cyanide via like the digestive
Okay,
process.
my question is, how many would you need to eat?
Like 6.
Just
That's
6?
Like,
it?
Yeah, like raw. Okay, the
Like at
almonds,
one-
the
like at
almonds you
once?
buy in the store.
Yeah, show me one of them fucking almonds real quick.
No. Let me eat my nuts in peace, bro.
No.
Well,
No. Like all the almonds you buy in the store are very processed. They I don't know what the process is, but they basically remove the they strip them with chemicals and everything and remove all of that.
So almonds
actual-
are naturally deadly.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And you have to
if-
they have to undergo treatment to actually make them.
So
edible.
my question is, would you need to go to the black market to get unprocessed almonds?
Probably.
Maybe you could just
Cause like
Probably a farm.
Grow an
Yeah.
almond tree.
Alright, that's
in
you.
the
Yeah,
wild
this
or
way
something.
12
Do they grow
years
on
for your
trees?
murder, huh?
Pretty sure. Do almonds grow on trees? I don't think they're like legumes. I don't think they grow in the ground. They
Wait,
might be
do
bushes.
nuts usually grow on trees?
cashews come from fruits.
I know
Oh, yeah.
most like
Cashew
What the
nuts.
fuck?
besides because peanuts are legumes.
Do they? But
Wait,
do,
are-
do
are-
people actually eat the cashew fruit, or do you just eat
What the fuck is a cashew fruit?
It's where cashews come from. I told you cashews come from fruit.
Yeah, but like, what the fuck is a cashew fruit?
Okay,
Like, what does it
well,
look like?
Yeah,
okay.
there's
I
almond
don't-
trees.
I don't know if they're called cashew
the fuck?
fruits, but
Let's
that's,
see what a cashew fruit looks like.
but
'cause I-
cashews come.
They look
from
kind of like a
just
pear and a
fruit.
bell pepper had a child.
What?
Yo, he's not wrong. This
Y'all are
shit
just
kinda-
inventing shit.
This shit kind of dongly.
dongly. What
Bro.
kind of word is dongly?
Yeah, and the cashews like grow out of the bottom, and you like
When
pick
the
them
fuck
off.
did this update come out? What the fuck is all this?
I know
Holy
from the
shit,
I know
I'm
that from the
serious.
fucking
Dude,
Tobuscus
cash
song.
nuts. They fixed,
Oh,
Yeah.
they fixed the bug with bananas.
They added a bug.
yeah. What
This
the
is a
fuck?
glitched out banana. The fuck?
Oh my god.
You know, I was one of those guys that believed when I was young that there was like snakes in like the avocado seed because of that one TV show. It's like True TV,
yeah,
the magic show with that what was that one guy?
the prank one.
Not the prank one. He's like he did magic tricks
Mm.
in public. But one of them was like a snake was inside an avocado sheet, and I always believed that. Like, oh, so that's where snakes could be in there. That's
I used to
cool.
watch like Animal Planet documentaries, and this was like during the whole python thing in Florida, where like people were letting their pythons go, and there was like a reward or like bounties for people catching pythons in the wild kind of thing. And then Animal Planet did a special on it, and then they were talking about how like a family in Florida found like a snake in their toilet. And then I was like, ever since then, like I think of it when I'm shitting, and I'm just like, ugh, no snake.
I think it's something like my mom mentioned to me when I was like really young, and ever since then I've been like I always have to like look down real quick.
Just double
before I-
check.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is like someone actually got bit by a snake before. I'm like, you just don't look down at the toilet. You just drop your ass, no questions.
Well,
Like,
there's not supposed to be a snake there.
But
Yeah,
you don't,
exactly.
You don't like okay, well, you don't lift up the seat and just like get a quick glance of the water. You're just like, oh, time to shit.
What if it's hiding down there?
no,
Because that's how snakes.
No, he
that's
literally
what snakes do. They like
no.
burrow.
I
and
mean,
they
he
hide.
dropped his ass and got bit immediately. That means the snake was waiting in the water already.
Snakes can move pretty fast.
But what if it waited a second?
Yeah, snakes move. Snakes coil up so they can strike. Like they move pretty fast.
There was a snake in the water. It saw a sphincter and it bit.
It's
Are
like
you
a-
gonna fucking reach your hand down in there and wiggle it around trying to
I'm
figure
not
out?
touching the
what it
snake.
is?
That's his home now. I don't have a toilet.
That's what I'm saying. If he's down in there and you fucking sit your ass down, all of a sudden,
I mean, I
No,
thought-
like he was already in the water. Like
mean-
think of like a crocodile like head.
Yeah, but if he was
half in-
hiding in like the little like chute, like you would never see him anyway.
I'm saying
But
you
no-
should reach your hand down in there, try to grab him and pull him out just in case. You never know if he's gonna be down in there or not.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you grab snake, you like grab them from the back of their head. If they're in like the chute, it's kind of hard to do that.
Then grab a little like stick, poke it down.
A
put
snake
on
for
like
the
an
snake?
oven mitt or something.
Or
Yeah.
or you can just call like the animal people to do it for you.
Hey, they're
Get one of those guys with the flutes.
Hey, there might be a toilet in my
the
suit.
Arabian flutes.
Yeah.
There might be a snake in my toilet. Sorry.
It's the Arabian flutes. I know river monsters scared. Well, yeah, river monsters scared me on Animal Planet.
I always thought that was just cool. There's like big ass.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool, but like it's also like, dang,
There's that
scary.
one episode on the fish that can like swim with your pee hole.
yes, the piranhas. It was a type of. It, was
Yeah.
It
like,
wasn't a piranha.
It was a
it was-
goby or some shit. Like it was like a.
Dude, I saw
Amazon
that
goby.
and I was like,
Yeah, because
Shit like that makes me uncomfortable.
I definitely do think that Jeremy Wade is one of the coldest motherfuckers in nonfiction. Like, I'm serious. Like,
that's River Monster guy.
yeah, he's the guy on River
I've only
Monsters.
ever seen like one episode of River Monsters. You have to sell me on him real quick.
So, the first episode they filmed with him, and then Animal Planet, like, gave him a budget, and they were like, we're not really feeling this first episode. If this second one doesn't bang, we're gonna cancel the show. And then the second episode he did about like these giant fucking catfish, and it was like really cool because he was like out there for like days trying to get the catfish, and at the end of the episode he finally gets like a giant fucking catfish. He also resolved like an urban legend around this town that there was like a water fucking demon or some shit
dude,
in the river. But then he was like, experts speculate it's a catfish, but there's no actual proof that a catfish can be this big in this area. So he caught a catfish that big in the fucking area. Yes, he proved it. And then Animal Planet was like, all right, we'll give you a season. So they gave him a season, and then it did well. They gave him another season and another season, and they kept renewing River Monsters because like people just love watching this guy catch big fucking scary fish.
Yeah.
And he had a list of all of these fish he wanted to catch around the world too. Not only that, he spoke so many languages. He would study languages of like the local tribes and local people around like the fish he was catching. Like he's learned like fucking Vietnamese. He's learned like Chinese, like just a bunch of random languages. And he'll study it and then like know how to speak to them on like a level where like they can mutually understand each other. And then he'll communicate about the fish and stuff. I don't know. He had a list of every single fish he wanted to catch, and then Animal Planet was gonna give him another season, but then he was like, I ran out of fish to catch. Like I caught every single one on this list. I don't have any.
He had a fish bucket list.
Yes, he did. So then the last season is him just going back to various locations and trying to catch fish. He didn't like failed episodes kind of thing. He's like, oh, we never got this fish. I gotta call it an episode. It's been like 2 weeks I've been out here kind of thing. And then he caught all of them. And then
Wait, he caught all of them in the
he
last
caught all
season?
of them in that last season. Like he caught every single thing on that
100%.
list.
Nice.
And then Animal Planet was like, "Can you do another season?" He was like, "You know what? No, I'm gonna retire. There's no point.
already got the platinum
I'm not gonna
trophy.
milk this." Yeah.
Wait,
That's good.
People
I mean,
actually
he
presented
knew
that
when to
shit.
quit. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knew when to call it.
I think the most interesting about that language is just the stories of the fish in
Yeah.
those areas. I thought those are cool.
So many urban legends. and
So
stuff.
Also,
many urban legends. of
tying back to
fishes.
the pea gobies, what the piranha thing was because when they dig in your pee hole, they call it's blood. That's what attracts the piranhas, and that's when they come get you. That's what I remember from that episode.
You know,
it was like a 1-2
dude, you know
combo.
what else? Dude, lampreys scared me, man.
Those
They're
eels?
Like the eel things.
They looked like alien little.
Yeah, with their big ass eyes and fucked up mouths.
Yeah, it's a circle mouth with a bunch of teeth in it. Like, does that not look alien to you? Like, it's crazy.
I don't think I was ever scared of stuff in the ocean. I don't think.
Well, it scared me. I just thought it looked creepy and
I
scary.
wasn't more scared of like river life. They just look
River.
freakier. Like
You know, I do say, dude, that one jellyfish, they call it the man of war. It's such a
That is a hard
Yeah,
name.
God.
because like it's just a bunch of organisms together that makes the.
Oh,
the
really?
Yeah, it's not. It's not
It's
a
an
single-
amalgamation.
It's an amalgamation of organisms together, and they just make a jellyfish.
What the fuck?
technically we're an amalgamation of organisms.
Well, yeah, but no, it's in the sense like that one is like I don't know.
Well,
All I
like,
know,
they're all like thinking parts.
yeah,
kind of thing.
like all I know is it's not a single entity. It's like a
Hive mind.
hive mind type thing. It's like dang, that's what man of war is.
But they probably just work together.
Yeah, that's
like the fucking crocodile and the
Yeah.
bird.
Could that hypothetically ever like evolve into a single entity the same
Also,
way?
it
That's
could be like
how
a person.
you know
Yeah.
the mitochondria.
Yeah,
in
that's what
our
I'm saying,
cells.
like-
That's how people think the mitochondria was like started. It was its own organism, and then it
Yeah.
like made its way into our cells, and they mutually benefited. So then cells after that had
This
mitochondria.
motherfucker makes energy. This nigga kind of cool.
If you
Yeah.
had like millions of generations of like different organisms, like say it was like a crocodile and a bird that were like together like that at all times,
Mm-hmm.
could you eventually like evolve to them being like a singular organism?
They wouldn't
somehow?
combine together, but they
Not
probably
like that, but
closely
like
linked.
that's what I'm saying. Like, could it get to a point where they're like,
There's some birds that
Yeah.
like lay their nests in other birds' nests, and so they raise their children. There's also
Oh,
like there's certain type of
yeah.
relation. Maybe like you'll see crocodile eggs and bird eggs in the same nest, and when they're born, the crocodile protects them, and the bird brings in food for both of them. Some shit
didn't
like
know
that
that.
could be possible.
Mm-hmm. I know there's that one bird that lays eggs and you saying.
They're the invader bird,
Yeah, and then that bird
It
when
throws the other
other
eggs
eggs
off.
out, and so only it gets the food.
Yeah,
It's fucked up.
and the mom can't.
And then
tell.
it leaves. It just leaves the other bird to raise its kids.
Yeah,
It
and
doesn't even
it's
know.
funny. It's stuff like that. Like we should be more like animals, and like just think of that.
Who the fuck said that?
People say that. It's
like
crazy.
people should be like animals are so peaceful. They don't like harm each
Yeah,
other.
it's like-
humans
it's-
destroy
it's-
nature.
Animals
We should, like
maul each other for a fucking.
No, but
every
imagine
day.
hearing that and then saying we should be
main-
more like them.
It's mainly
Yeah.
vegan people that say that because they they love animals. They don't want to eat it, but they're like we should be more like.
If I ever
animals.
put a vegan next to a polar bear, those niggas are not peaceful.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that polar
Vegans
bear.
when they don't buy the already dead cow.
I remember, you know that myth of like,
Uh,
if you touch like a duck egg, like the duck is gonna like abandon it and everything.
They can't smell that well. That's a myth.
Yeah.
isn't that for mainly cats?
That's for
and-
birds. Birds in general, if you
Yeah.
touch a bird's egg, or like you touch a bird's child, they disown them because they smell you on
I
them.
never-
Their noses.
I
don't
never
work
heard
well.
that about birds. I really heard that about like cats or kittens.
Like touching their kittens.
Yeah.
Touching their kittens. Like they have like I don't know if that's true, but like for example, we had a kitten in Bangladesh, just in our backyard. It was just chilling there. We touched it already, and then its mom never came back.
Damn.
We were
fucked him over.
the kids were like we were taking care of him, and then one of our like cleaners, because we just have a cleaner, came, picked her up, yoinked that
Oh my
kitten
God.
over the wall, and we were like, again.
I would too. What the fuck?
We were like, what on
That
earth?
is just some smiling first. Like, oh shit, what is
You
this?
should have
here?
been like, we wanted to keep that.
Yeah. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I was like, what? I was like, I
At a
guess,
loss for words.
Yeah.
Bruce is at a
Like, what
loss
the fuck
for-
do you even say?
We we're like, okay, well, guess that cat's gone now.
People in like the second and third world just don't view animals the way we in the first
It's-
world do,
it's-
because we view them as like a commodity, like something that
Okay.
like a companion.
Like a pest.
I would
but-
agree, but thing is, that's doing that in the first place against my religion anyway.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to. There's
Kill
like
animals.
yeah, there's like a story about how a prostitute walked by a dog, and the dog was thirsty, and so the prostitute picked up her shoe, got water from the thing, and fed it to the dog, and she was rewarded for that. Like if so that's like so and we take that as a general rule for like so treat animal well, like cats, dogs. You don't. Even if we're not allowed to have dogs, treat them well. We don't like purposely like hurt them.
You're not allowed to have dogs.
We're not allowed to have dogs unless you're like a shepherd or you need a guard dog. Like if it's for a purpose, then yes, it's
But
fine
not
to
just
have
for
a
like
dog.
aesthetic reasons. Like,
But not like for like aesthetic reason, like as a pet.
What's the reason why?
I mean, it's mainly because, I mean, like I said, you gotta take dogs out to like piss. If like they can easily they shed a lot. Well, cats also shed, but
Yeah.
but it's more like this. I guess it's first off is because God said so, and then
Yeah,
second
well, yeah.
second is we think the wisdom is like dogs are a bit more dirtier than cats in general.
That's true.
Cats clean themselves.
And also,
yeah.
like, dogs like to lick you as a show an affection.
Also,
And,
cats go out of their way to like hunt pests for you.
yeah, and so,
Mhm.
like, having, like, like a dog licking you, like, it's... Because, before we pray, we have to, like, cleanse ourselves.
Uh-huh.
So when a dog licks you, it's, like, it just makes it extremely hard to keep being, like...
Clean.
Because you got to keep doing it over and over because he's going to keep licking you. Because,
I can't imagine like a dog sitting still in a room full of people praying. Either.
yeah, there's that,
Very
too.
annoying.
So
Yeah.
wait, so people in third world countries they view them as like pests, like pets.
Yeah, my mom does.
I
That's
mean,
why,
I'm
like,
not-
That's why I never had like a dog or cat or anything.
Yeah,
growing
I'm
up.
not surprised. I mean, that's just...
I mean,
my-
that's why they eat them in a lot of countries and stuff.
Well, yeah, my mom grew up on a farm,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So they always had animals around, but never in the house. Like you don't have animals in the house. They had dogs and cats running around, but they would like feed them leftover animal parts, and then they would be up to them to like hunt snakes and like other non-desirable stuff. The dogs would like keep other like predators away, kind of thing. But you never let them inside of the house.
Okay.
And then if like when I was in the Philippines, there was a dog that stole food from like one of my mom's neighbors, and it was the same village, by the way. But this dog stole like food from the one of the neighbors, and the neighbors took like a cauldron of boiling water and poured it on the dog.
Oh my
I ain't
god.
taking snow to the
I didn't
Philippines.
I didn't see that, but I saw the aftermath, and the dog was missing like half of its fur because they
Oh my
like
God.
burned
It's
off.
Called it. Yeah, I ain't taking
Yeah.
snow to the
Yeah,
Philippines. She done
no.
fucked up.
I
Snow
mean, it's really
cannot.
humid. I don't think a husky is suitable for that habitat either.
Did
But-
the dog like live?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was walking around. It was just missing half
okay.
its fur,
It
and I
was
was
just
like, "What happened to its fur?" And my mom was like, "Oh, the family was upset. It stole some food, so they poured boiling water on it." And I was like, "Oh God."
Yikes.
So sad.
And then while I was there, they
Yeah, see, like, we're...
they literally killed the dog because it was too old. They're like, "That's not doing anything anymore. We're just gonna kill it and eat it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I ate it. It tastes good, but
Oh, okay. I
Imagine
learned
you had
that
the
today.
old dog too. Imagine that shit fresh.
yeah, imagine like a dog in its prime, how that would
Oh,
taste.
God.
I wonder.
You
Yeah,
always
it didn't
wonder.
taste that good.
What did he like describe the taste? Like, what is it?
Yeah,
tastes like.
I think they cooked it like very well done. Like it was kind of like charred, and
Would
it kind of was like jerky, but without all the
would
salt
would
and like,
dog be
flavoring on it.
considered red meat?
Is red meat? Yeah.
Okay.
Just had to double check.
Just have to. I'm just asking.
Are you not allowed to eat red meat?
No. I'm just wondering
okay.
what dog would be classic because
Yeah,
you know
it's
how
not fish.
chicken is like white. Wait, right?
white
meat.
meat is
Yeah, white.
fish.
So I was
Chicken.
like,
Chicken's white meat.
Yeah,
is dog
yeah.
white or red meat? Like
It's red.
It's red. Okay. I guess birds are mainly white meat.
Yeah.
Would it be worth trying, dog?
And then duck is.
I mean,
dark
I
meat.
didn't have maybe I just didn't have a good dog. I don't know.
I didn't get to
Yeah,
try
it
it
kinda
again.
tastes
Maybe
like-
a Shih Tzu next time. I don't know.
That's true. A pug.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that shit was so cool. They were like, hey, we put this dog on the barbecue. Do you want some? I was like, hell yeah. I ate it.
Hell yeah.
I always
He said,
forget
I thought
that.
shit was so cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I always forget that, and then I look at Kaya, and I'm just like, I ate you.
Why?
Yeah.
Just smiling at
Sometimes like threatening the dogs and just telling them like, I mean, we could cook them up and eat them at any
I'm
point.
gonna
I
toss you
threatened-
open the oven, Kaya.
Yeah.
I threatened Snow with eating it. Like if she ever like looks at my phone, I'm like I will eat you. You touch my, I will eat.
But she eats our food all the time. She needs to know that like she could be on the plate too, like at any point. At any point, like
It could be her.
yeah.
What was the topic for
But
this
yeah,
episode
the one
again?
animal that was allowed in the house though was the cat, because the cat would come in and kill all the pests. But
Oh.
the dogs and all that, no, get the fuck out of here.
It's kind of based
Yeah.
cat.
I mean, cats just in general. I mean, they don't bother you.
Yeah, they also want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, most of the time you don't.
You never own a cat. It just kind of hangs around.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still hit the gym?
I do. Well,
almost
I try my best with calisthenics.
I
Okay,
try calisthenics. It's pretty
That's
hard
what I'm
to be,
trying
like,
to do now.
consistent
So
with.
you feel like you enjoying it?
I love it. I like it more than lifting weights. I just feel it's more. I don't know.
Well, it keeps your body healthier than lifting weights. It's more about function over.
Is that
form.
true?
I mean, 'cause
calisthenics really keeping your
It's
joints.
more aerobic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And also weights like hyper focus on like a certain piece of your
it's
muscle.
for aesthetics, not for like.
Well,
function.
calisthenics is for like your whole body.
Yeah, it like all the small muscles that you have, it works those too, because you're using every single one of those.
Basically, if you do calisthenics versus working in the gym, an old person who did gym is usually going to have bad joints. Person who did calisthenics and they're usually going to be 9 times
And
better.
That
plus-
makes sense.
and
Because
plus-
because they're lifting heavier weights too. So
And,
it puts more strain
and
on
plus,
joints.
like calisthenics is in general, like it's usually more common in day-to-day life than like lifting weights,
Yeah.
like jumping up somewhere or like
jumping
climbing.
and climbing, stuff like that. Well,
Well,
I
I
guess
just
back
think,
in the
like-
day anyway. But these,
I think that body type is just like more attractive, I guess, to me
It's
too.
lean and athletic.
Yeah, like
But
I think it's just like a better look. To
I'll
me
say there's
personally.
nothing wrong with incorporating weights, like lifting weights
Yeah,
in
yeah.
calisthenics. You should do that actually. That's probably
It
It's
has its
good to do
benefits.
both. Yeah.
it's good to do both.
But for me, I've always just thought about like I try to be more future thinking, especially since we've been talking about like our dreams and stuff. I want to be a functional old person. I don't because I see a lot of old people. Oh, it sucks being old. It sucks. I'm like, well, it sucks because you don't take care of yourself when you were younger.
Yeah.
If you play your cards right now, it's alright. I mean, no one wants to be like 75. But like, I mean, if you're 75 and you look like you're 50, it's like life ain't that bad.
You also gotta make
I
sure
still
you.
have like 86-year-olds or 90-year-olds showing up at the pharmacy picking up their medication.
Like healthy looking.
Some of them not so much because they're in a car and like they can't come inside.
Mhm.
Others just come inside the store and they just shop around and they're like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
good
that's
for
the type
you.
of old person I want to be. You know, just like old, but not like decrepit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have this problem, but you also gotta make sure you socialize and socialize when you're older.
Yeah, if you're lonely, you die quicker.
You need.
We talked about this on a previous episode. The number one predictor of your life expectancy is your social circle. How big your social circle is.
Well, also just like in general, like American food and everything processed.
Yeah,
foods, like,
I
all
mean-
that stuff is gonna like decrease.
I'll
your
say this.
quality of living.
You can say you want organic, but like let's be honest, I don't. They're probably just putting a label.
Organic
on-
is buzzwords.
Organic
Yeah.
is just a label they put on there.
They just it's probably just a label.
It's a buzzword.
As long as you're just
Sadly.
trying to eat healthy, that's like more than the vast majority of people
it's
do.
the same
so.
thing with saying like people like believe their coffees like nah, you're probably eating some cockroaches in those coffee beans. Ain't no way there's no there's been cockroaches in
That's where the
those-
protein comes from. What do you mean?
Like cockroaches and coffee beans? I thought
No,
coffee was like a natural deterrent. against
processing
pests.
plants.
No. So plants, there will be cockroaches.
Oh,
and
rats,
they'll
yeah,
be
okay,
in
yeah, I
the-
see what you mean. Yeah, they
Yeah.
get
and
into
then
the
they
process.
fall in, and then
I
they
thought you were
get-
talking about like in your home, the cockroaches.
No,
Oh,
no.
I know because like coffee is supposed to be like a natural deterrent against pests. They hate the smell.
Yeah, no, but like in manufacturing, there's gonna be cockroaches that,
There's
that
a
might
lot.
have
Yeah, that makes
fall
sense.
that might fall into the machine where they grind up the coffee beans and there you go.
You know, there's a study in China and they were trying to like manufacture cockroach milk. like find a way to take cockroaches and like grind them up in the milk, kind of like almond milk.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, there's a shit ton of cockroaches out there.
Yeah,
You can
that's-
make them a renewable resource. I mean, fuck.
They
it.
breed really quickly.
It just sounds really gross and unhealthy.
Yeah, I don't. I can't imagine going to the
So-
grocery store and
So
seeing
what?
cockroach.
So what happened
milk.
with that, Darren? How'd that turn out?
I don't think it took off.
Oh, okay.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, I don't think there's a market for
Well,
that.
how often do you go to the gym before we keep talking about cockroaches?
I mean, that's one of the benefits of calisthenics. You can do it anywhere. If you have a jungle gym, that's ideal because they usually have like monkey bars.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that monkey bars are actually like useful for building
Yeah,
muscle.
I was
'cause
just
I'm
thinking
so,
about, like, playing
I'm
on
so
them.
used to them just seeing them on playgrounds, and they have like the chest dips, the
dip bars. And
dip
all that.
bars. They have things where you can do like ab
Crunches?
workouts, crutches and stuff like that. Their ground is also softer, so like you can actually put your hands. It
Like
won't
there's
hurt.
like a place you go. Like there's like a playground.
Yeah,
setup?
it's like a jungle gym.
Okay.
That's
Is
what
it
they're
on your
called.
campus?
Yeah, I have one on my campus. That's where I would go to do it. And if I want to do like a little like a light something, I can just do it at home.
Well, how long do you work out?
Oh, I have one too actually. at
That's
my gym,
that's
my
another
college.
thing. Since you don't have to wait for anybody, it's like 50 minutes because usually calisthenic workouts is like high intensive, quick. So like you would do an exercise, 30 seconds. You do the next one. You do 6 of those, and then you do a 5-minute break, and then you do that 2 more times. It's called a cycle.
Yeah, because at the gym, most of the time, it's just like waiting on other people to move
Yeah.
from the machines and
Yeah.
shit.
Where it's waiting for your next set.
Yeah.
Waiting for your next set. But calisthenics, you do a cycle of 6 exercises, 30 seconds between. You take a 5-minute break, and then you do the next cycle again. And so
Is
that's
it the same cycle, like the same.
same
like
cycle.
3 rotations.
Oh
of-
yeah, and you add like 2 more to each rep, on the next
So
cycle.
like 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it gets progressively harder. I mean, yeah, it gets progressively harder. So on the 3rd cycle, you'll be doing the most.
You're supposed to burn yourself out.
And you're also like burnt out, and that's where you get most of your like muscle touring and all that stuff.
Okay.
And since it's like high intent, like quick, it's like less than an hour to finish a workout.
okay.
But you'll be tired. It will be hurting.
I
Yeah.
believe that. I fucking.
I think
believe that shit.
when I first started, my arms I couldn't bend them. It was I could not bend my arms.
I know. For me, like I know I struggle with like the motivation aspect of it a lot. I guess like actually keeping up with the working out.
I mean, I struggle with that too. I'm be honest. It's kind of hard.
I mean,
especially if
how
you're
do you
doing-
keep at it? Because I know you've been doing this shit for a long time.
It's more like if you're already like since the jungle gym is just like right there. I'm like if I'm already there, like might as well do it since I'm here. Because you have to actually actively go to the gym to do your workout. But like
Do that shit at
usually the jungle gym, I'm like usually walking past it at some point. I'm like, oh, I'm here. Might as well just do my workout since I have nothing planned.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And-
I was actually listening to the Underachievers. They dropped a new episode Saturday, and KJ was talking about how he started going back to the gym, and Nas was talking about. Well, they were talking about comedy, but like basically they were talking about like stuff they're trying to do, and Nas was like he struggles with motivation in the gym, and then KJ was like he just like basically he did it so much how you kept saying like you put your shoes
That
on.
he
that
liked it
mentality.
eventually,
And he's
yeah.
just like yeah fuck I've already committed so much to do it. I kind of enjoy this.
I
now.
still think the best way to keep going at it is if you do it with someone else.
I agree.
I do think that you should like at
should do it
some
for
point
yourself.
you do it yourself.
Yeah.
But to start off, you go with someone else.
I like 90% of the time go by myself now because like
Yeah, I mean, like,
schedules
you-
don't align and shit. People don't want to go at certain
a lot
times,
of stuff is gradual. You don't do it like
Yeah.
you don't do it immediately. Like
Okay.
like
I
when
mean,
you
I got
ahead.
into it because I went with a friend.
Mhm.
And then eventually I just got so comfortable I'd start doing it on my own.
Mhm.
And then college happens. We go to different colleges. I try and get another gym buddy.
yeah.
I kind of just like going by myself at that point.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I just
Because
prefer
like
it.
not
But-
always your gym buddy will be
But
available
now
to
that
go.
I go by myself like 90% of the time, whenever I do go with someone, like my girlfriend or like one of you guys, like the roommates, or like some people on campus, I'm like, man, this is what it was like to go to the gym with someone. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I enjoy it more when I go with someone.
That's definitely
Because
more
there's someone to talk to. I'm not just sitting
definitely
there
more
listening
fun.
to music while I'm like waiting.
Yeah.
for the
Also,
next set.
it's more fun when you're pushing each other to like for
Yeah.
calisthenics. When you're struggling with that one last rep, someone's there to like, yo, you can do it. Keep going. You're almost there.
Motivation.
Yeah.
And also, the way people usually help in calisthenics is either when you're doing pull-ups, they hold your knees, so like you have something to push up.
Yeah.
And they like put your hand on your chest and like they like put a little force on your chest to push you back up. stuff like that. Just like rubber
Like
bands.
spotting in a
Spot-
sense?
yeah, spotting.
I always lift heavier weights when I go with someone too because I have a spotter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if it's a good like chest day or like
that's
I'll
a
go
good
with
because
someone
you
else.
know you actually have like a
Support,
safety net
yeah.
there.
Yeah, exactly. But if I'm like bench pressing by myself, I'm not gonna do my heaviest weight because if I fucking drop it on myself, I can't. Like if I'll set up the restraints just in case, but I just don't want to be that guy who like has large slam in the middle of a workout.
I'll say in reference to this about being gradual. Alcohol wasn't immediately banned when Islam first came out or when it first spread. You know, like you know what happened with the abolition of alcohol?
Here, yeah.
Like instantly, everyone just is immediately illegal. You know, they went to illegal alcohol. I mean, it was illegal, but
Yeah,
they
bootlegging, moonshine. And
all the like gangs and all that started up. The abolition of alcohol it's like gradual. It wasn't immediate. So it took maybe like 100 years to finally like
phase it
out. So like for example, you can only drink alcohol at this certain time of day. All right, you can only drink alcohol on the weekends. Okay, you can only drink alcohol on this one day, and eventually it got
No more.
more, and also just like more encouragement from like other people, like, oh, you shouldn't drink alcohol, or even if even if you keep doing it, they won't stop you. They will just say you shouldn't drink, and also like with kids, if you teach your kids not to drink alcohol, eventually it will just replace the population that
You shouldn't drink alcohol.
that drink alcohol. And eventually, it just phased out alcohol completely, and after some time, it is now like, you don't drink it at all.
Well, that makes sense too, because if you try to change too much too quickly, people are gonna push back like
So,
way more against that.
I think the wisdom behind it, like gradually, everything is gradual. You shouldn't force something immediately.
Yeah, don't go.
So like if
cold
you're trying to
turkey.
practice discipline in a certain thing,
Start off slow.
start off slow and just gradually keep
well,
going.
especially for building a habit like working out, that's definitely like
That's
the
what
way
I
to
need.
do
Cause
it.
like I feel like we kind of get stuck in like you want quick results. Cause I like when the age of the internet,
That's
everything's so quick.
I think that's also part of like this modernism and just like consumerism, because you can get stuff like now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can buy stuff now.
It's like SpongeBob on the TV looking at like the anchor weights or whatever the fuck.
Anchor arms.
Yeah, the anchor arms. Yeah.
They like think about it like this. Like back then, when people had to farm, they had to wait for food.
That's like an entire season.
They had to wait. So like they can wait. They're fine with waiting. We can get it now. So we like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the whole like fucking Ozempic craze happened too.
Yeah.
Because all
Yeah.
these celebrities and people who weren't diabetic were like, wait, it helps me lose weight? And all I need is like a fucking prescription, and they're advertising it on TV. Like, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
gosh.
I might as well get it.
Yeah.
And then they use it, and then there's weight loss, and it works.
Now
But they
people
don't
with
they don't
diabetes.
keep up with the lifestyle. That and they don't actually have diabetes.
Yeah.
There's like more research coming out that it could be linked to like pancreatitis or cancer of like the pancreas and all that.
It's designed for a thing that you
Gut
don't
cancer
have.
because it
Yeah.
also changes like how your stomach shifts. It like changes like the pattern of your stomach. So people are like speculating it cause stomach cancer. But anyway, besides that, like no fear mongering. But
Drake better watch out.
oh my gosh.
yeah, but like then that caused a shortage. People who were actually diabetic couldn't get the fucking Ozempic. And it was a nightmare for like me and everybody else who worked in pharmacy because we can never fucking get it in. It's over now. I mean, it's like coming in steadily. And, like, it's good now.
I didn't know that
But
happened.
I mean, so many like people were just hyping up Ozempic. And then not only that, like people who don't keep up with the lifestyle required to lose weight, you're gonna have to be on Ozempic for like the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the weight's gonna come back.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like gastric bypass surgery or like multiple procedures that'll help you lose weight. You have to keep up with the lifestyle. People do that. It's another thing with like the gradual change. That's not a gradual change. You walk in for a procedure and you think it's over with. You gain. That's how you gain the weight back. You made no lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Actually, now I'm thinking about John. Is Jack Spade a calisthenics or a gym guy, like a weight guy?
He's mainly calisthenics.
Oh, okay. Jack Spade.
He's like a YouTuber. He does like fitness stuff, but almost everything he does is inspired by like anime.
Oh.
So like you'll go through and be like,
Oh yeah, I know.
have you ever seen him?
I seen there's a couple because he's like the Baki, that one.
Yeah,
Baki?
so
was,
he'll
he the
go
guy, was
through-
he the guy who did Saitama's?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
So he'll do that, but he'll be like, I'm doing the workouts that like Goku does, that like Mikasa does, that like fucking like all these different characters does. So or like workouts that'll give you like their same body type, like that type of thing as well. Just like kind of like visualize what that's like.
I will
and
say
everything.
this: the progression in calisthenics is much more pleasing than weights. Because for weights, you just add more weight. But calisthenics, you unlock more moves that you can do.
Yeah, it's like skill tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially
Like a one-handed push-up or some
yeah,
shit.
it's like, for example, like at some you couldn't do muscles ups in the beginning, but after like training, you can do muscles up.
Yeah.
Then you progress into like flagpole, where you just hold yourself up with your sideways. You unlock. I know handstands was common when you were younger, but when you get, dude, it's actually hard to do a handstand when you're
Like
older.
I think the way I look at it is like it looks cool to lift like a big heavy weight or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
but it looks
better.
cooler to do a fucking backflip or some shit.
Okay,
you know
well,
what
I
mean?
wouldn't
That's
say
hard.
I wouldn't say backflip is mainly like calisthenics. I just think that's just like a skill thing that you just keep doing.
But being able to like
Well,
hold
I just
yourself
think
up
as an
one-handed
example,
sideways,
yeah.
something like just like
Yeah.
superhuman abilities, like something that like a weightlifter,
Now-
a gym bro
man.
cannot do.
Like, I'm not downplaying what gym people do. It's incredible, but this like I just think it's more.
You're more physically able as a
For-
human.
I know
for
guys
me,
that can
it's
lift
more-
some pretty heavy weights.
Can you hold yourself? Can you lift this weight sideways?
like lift myself sideways?
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
like you
No,
know?
I can't do that.
Like,
I don't know.
I just think it's more. I like the progression more in calisthenics. It's like, dude,
It
like,
really is like a skill tree though.
I
That's the best way to
saw
describe
a
it.
guy jump into a handstand.
Jump
crazy.
into a
He
hand.
jumped left in the air, landed on his hand, and he did not touch the ground, and he lifted himself up.
That's kind of fire.
That,
Yeah.
dude, I saw that. I was like, that's what I wish. I wish I could do that, but like, dude, you gotta be, dude.
Someday you'll unlock it.
Someday-
you'll unlock
I
that path in the
can
skill
bench
tree.
200 pounds. I mean,
That's
Loser.
Again, I'm not downplaying. Bring lift. Is I mean, I can't. I don't think. But I just think. I prefer the progression.
I
of guys.
personally like a bulkier look, so that's
Mhm.
that's what I do.
It always kind of like depends on the person.
I mean, it's just preference.
I think different people are suited to different looks.
There's
as
three
well.
different body types. Is our body types like a real thing from a medical standpoint, or is that bullshit?
I
Like the
guess,
mesomorph, ectomorph, endomorph, that shit.
I don't know what those.
I mean,
are,
our
but
body
body
types-
types are definitely a real thing.
Like okay,
Yeah.
so I think ectomorph is super skinny. Endomorph is like the people who like you don't have to eat much to keep that like water
I
weight
mean,
on
yeah,
you.
you have different metabolism.
Yeah, okay, so
per
metabolism
person.
is part
of
It's like
that.
it all comes down to genetics. I don't know. I wouldn't call it like a fucking xenomorph or something like that.
Xenomorph is
It's like
crazy.
some people are more like inclined to be like bigger bones.
Yeah, that's
Some
just
people are-
genetics.
Yeah,
Bigger bones.
yeah.
mean,
That's what
I-
people
I-
say when they're a little bit hefty.
We talked about that in
Hefty.
pharmacology. Like you get to try different drugs on different people because you
That's
take a
great.
look at them and you're like, oh yeah, that definitely wouldn't work. You know?
Damn.
No, like the blood pressure pills you give African Americans and white people have to be like totally different most of the time because there's just variances in the genes for like
No,
that the
makes
kidneys
really
excrete
sense,
it.
yeah.
So
I think you really got into a habit when you feel bad not doing it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
how I.
That's
That's my trick to going consistently to the gym.
That's another thing. A lot of people think that when you work out, you're adding something to your life when it's something that should you should already
Yeah.
be doing. And this goes back. Darren knows like how much I hate the car infrastructure in America. This goes back. This goes back to car centric that we have over here. It makes people not exercise because they have to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, also, I mean,
One
I
of the main-
personally don't call walking an exercise, but
Okay,
that's
but
one of
I
the
mean it's
main
better
things that
than
keep you healthy though.
I mean it's better than
It-
sitting
it's like
down.
it's a passive exercise.
walking
That's
to
probably the best
work
way
is
to
not an
describe it.
exercise.
I
walking
think-
up a mountain is.
I
an
think it's
exercise.
better
Walking
than-
to work is probably healthier than most
Driving
Americans
to
do right
work.
now in their life.
I agree, but I
That's
don't
what
call
I'm-
it an exercise.
I was gonna say it's like a passive.
No, and also
exercise. It's
Darren,
like a very,
here's
very
the
light one.
thing. One of the biggest blocks for people going to the gym is they have to drive there. I also still think
No.
eating is also this.
Diet's a main part of like
Eating
any
on-
type of.
Well,
like,
I
I
think
think diet's the most critical part of it.
Yeah, I think it's more important than actually like.
When it comes to
working out
losing
is.
weight, I also think I think diet is more important for losing weight.
It is.
But for gaining weight, you have to gain that muscle mass. You have to actually go to the
Well,
gym.
yeah, of course.
Because you get more hungry anyway, so you just eat more in general.
Oh, so it's like okay. Guess that was my main concern because I don't have a big appetite, so if I like just work out more, I'm gonna have to
I
eat
mean,
more to like
Well,
Yeah.
you're
compensate.
using more energy.
yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
But at the same time, like if you're trying to like bulk,
I'm not-
you do have to eat like way more than you're burning though.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Bulking's hard.
I'll just exercise. I
Yeah,
won't.
so
I
I'll
won't try
just-
to bulk. I'll just exercise and.
I've seen people online who are like, "Wait, you're telling me I have to eat 2,000 calories a day? That's ridiculous."
It's like 3,500
Meanwhile,
for
they
bulking.
probably eat that in a meal.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the fucking Mr. Beast box was like 2,400 calories.
But it depends on what kind of calories you're eating, because just those calories they just turn to fat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That shit is not good for you at all.
Yeah.
Most people just don't use the calories. They have a desk job where they stand at a cashier thing all day.
Well,
They're not
actually,
using
I don't know about that. it's funny because you
What do you
mentioned, you know that? Did you watch the video?
Which one?
Kazar's video.
I did watch that one actually. I think I mentioned that one to Darren.
Yeah,
the
well,
other day.
I won't say anything.
Will you
'cause
explain the general premise of it to me? What, based off of what I heard earlier, essentially exercising does help weight, like losing weight at first, but you know, you guys ever hear like homeostasis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your body's really good at maintaining homeostasis until like, you know, things,
Yeah.
organs and stuff shut down, or you know,
You're-
things go wrong like internally. But generally, your body likes to maintain homeostasis. So when you start working out and you're burning those calories, your body will literally burn less of the calories while you're working out. One, because it's adapted to the exercises you're doing, which is why you're supposed to change it
Yeah.
up every
That's
like
why you're
6
supposed to
months or
increase the
something.
weight and everything.
And increase weights and everything. Yeah, that's true.
Progressive
But
overload.
also, long term, you're not going to lose as much weight if you're just working out.
Yeah, I mean,
so
well,
that's why diet.
I mean, like
This is also
one of
important.
the like your body's burn a certain amount of calories. So
Yeah, like the general thesis was like, basically, your body has a set number of calories that it's supposed to burn. If you aren't like going to the gym or something, your body is literally going to burn the same amount of calories just by doing random useless shit. So like you'll use the same amount of calories just to go like, I don't know, you turn on the fucking microwave.
So your body's just 500 calories gone.
It's like a
Exactly.
factory.
they need. I mean, they
They
need
gotta meet
to
a quota.
They meet a quota.
Yeah.
And what the gym does is you know, you burn more, like I said, it burns more of that calories, and your body gets used to it by making it so like when you do that exercises, it burns less calories. So you burn the same amount of calories each day anyway. Or-
Like even though it's doing the same amount of work, it's like learning to pace itself better. So it's like expending less of
This
like less of your
motherfucker is cheating.
kind of. It's just like you're learning how to expend less of your reserves.
You're being more
over time.
efficient.
Yeah.
yeah, energy.
Which is kind of cool in a sense. It's like we
I
understand.
never thought about it that way, but when I watched that video, like it made a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
like,
sense to me.
this
I was
is
like, okay.
I mean, to be fair, that video has like a popping title, like, "Oh, you're thinking about weight loss wrong." I'm like, all right. I mean, he's saying I'm wrong. I like,
Yeah,
I like.
fuck
To
it,
see,
all right.
What is he talking about? Let's
I really
hear
like
him
that
out.
channel's videos though.
They're,
Yeah,
yeah,
he is really good.
they're really good.
videos.
Dude, kids should watch those videos.
Kurzig.
I watched it as a kid. Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude.
Dude.
Would you do a Goku workout routine?
I
Well, I don't think he wants that body type.
mean,
Just
I'm
exercise.
mainly this for like health or just do you know.
You're not trying to be the strongest fighter ever.
You're not trying to do 3 million sit-ups in one sitting.
Have you seen people that like do that, like for the pacer test or the
Oh
fitness
my
gram
god!
shit?
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, they're not even doing. Well, okay, I say that for the push-ups mainly because a lot of people they bend their arms, but when they go back up, they don't bend it.
The fucking girls that like put their knees. on
Okay,
the
well
ground.
that's okay. Look, I'm not judging that. That's
Like, Darren,
fine.
Misogynist.
That's the
It's not a real
same.
push-up. I'm sorry.
No, like even for
I'm talking
like,
to the
push-ups
men
are
too. I'm talking to the men that do that.
Yeah,
too.
I
no,
know.
no,
Fucking
like
girl.
if you're starting off calisthenics and you can't do a normal push-up, that's fine.
That's why you
Gradually,
practice. Yeah.
gradually do knees first, then eventually you go into the actual push-up position, and then eventually you get into like that's progression. The skills you're unlocking a new more and more push-up. Like for example, the diamond push-up. I couldn't do that at first. I can
Is
do
there a
it.
difference between
Diamond
that,
push-ups are fucking hard.
They're,
Are they?
They're
Yeah,
for
it's working
triceps.
more of your inner chest.
That
too.
and they work your triceps more.
Yeah,
than
you
your...
do push-ups like this.
And then there's like I don't know what it's called, but it's like your hands are near your waist, and it works your
Oh,
shoulders
yeah,
and
I've
your
seen that.
upper. I don't know if it's upper or bottom, but it's something. And then there's like a push-ups where you lean to one side, you push down. And
Pike. Those are pike.
Pike push-ups. And that just focuses on one of your.
So
areas.
I did know that push-ups are like the most versatile like upper body.
Yes.
Like, it will hit
Yeah.
everything.
So like
depending
at
on
first
how you
I
do
couldn't
it.
do the pike push-ups, but eventually I was able to do pike push-ups.
Yeah,
like
a good way to
hell
understand
yeah.
calisthenics is that in your like anatomy wise, you have two different muscle groups. You have extenders and flexors. Like your bicep is a flexor; it pulls things in. Your triceps is an extender; it pushes things out, and that's how you flex them.
It's the same thing.
okay,
It's
yeah.
the
It's the thing
same
with your chest. That's why you have push and pull days
Yeah,
at the gym.
that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because you have extender muscles and then
That's
flexion
the
muscles.
benefit of calisthenics. You can hit like everything in one day.
Like every muscle in your body is like that. Even your diaphragm. Like I think that's an extender. It pushes the air out when it.
It's the
flexes.
same thing with
Huh.
pull-ups. There's a regular pull-up, you know, and then there's a chin-up, which is for your biceps. Then there's like a narrow grip, which is for your triceps, and then there's a wide grip, and that's mainly for your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
kinda-
crazy.
It's kind of weird. We're built like steaming, just kind of like push, pull.
Like
just do,
it-
Mm-hmm.
I always think about like how insanely like well designed like the human body is, like anatomically.
We are a peak. That's why we're like the ape. Like technically, like even without like, if we have a spear and a stick, we're the apex predator. Like we can run you down. We could probably throw you down. Like we just
like I just can't imagine like a machine that exists that's like as well designed, like as functional as like the human body.
We're
is.
very like ergonomic. That and we work with like 90-degree angles.
Yeah.
Which like engineering wise, 90-degree angles is where you get like the most amount of force you can torque. Yeah, exactly.
Am I are triangles? Well, triangles are very like
structurally
sound.
Yeah.
But I mean
like
like
the most
like,
force you can put out is at a 90
yeah, 90
angle.
degrees.
That makes sense. Okay.
Or like most efficiency, 90 degrees.
That's my always. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Calisthenics is great. And more people should do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's also easier to get into because you can literally do it at home. You don't need
Just drop and give me 50.
yeah, drop it, give me
Yeah.
50, just like that. There's also another, you know how the down motion of a push-up? You stay in that position, and it's hard.
It is hard. Yeah.
You go down and you just hold it. You don't go back up.
Is that not planking?
It's not planking.
No, planking
that's-
is different because that's more of your core. It's where you brace yourself with your
Forearm?
forearms.
Yeah.
So it's literally just push up position,
Well,
but
you're
down.
you're literally using gravity with a plank.
I think it's a
But
type of
With the one
plank.
he's talking about, where you, it's
it
your
doesn't
muscles
really work
holding you, like
your,
upper body
core.
muscles.
I mean, you're supposed to flex your core when you do push-ups, but I
'Cause
don't,
I've always heard
It
it
hurt-
referred to as like a type of plank when you do it. Like
it hurts.
That, like a
It
push-up
hurts
one.
more your chest. That's what my chest hurts when I do that.
Well, you also have to activate because I forget. Like also when you're working, out, you have to actually like
Oh,
clench
yeah.
that muscle and activate it.
Yeah.
Because I've worked out before. I forgot what workout I was doing, but it was like it's supposed to work with this muscle. Why don't I feel anything? So
Well,
it's
that comes on the form. That's why the form
Yeah.
of what you're doing is also so important. So you actually target the muscle you're trying to work out.
Mm-hmm.
like yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like I've always like struggled with like the holding the push-up aspect, but planking has never been like that hard.
Yeah, you gotta flex it if you
Yeah.
want to work it. You gotta put it to work.
I do think
Yeah.
push-ups are probably like one of the most like
It's the goat.
at least probably like, the most satisfying.
I
like,
do.
workout to me.
I do think there's actually something called scalp push-ups where you're just working because a lot of people don't actually use their scalps when they do push-ups.
Scalps?
Yeah, so like
Like
this,
your head?
It's
Scapula?
scapula.
like,
Yeah,
shoulder
scapula
blades.
push-ups.
Oh.
My bad, guys. My bad. I'm sorry. Anyways,
I was like, holy shit.
so like when you're in the push-up position, when you go down, this activates and it goes down with you, and when you go back up, it's I don't know how to do this. I don't know the like anatomy of it, but you to get an actual proper push-ups, you have to go down, and when you come back up, you have to go all the way up where your scapula comes back up. And it's easy to notice.
So you're like moving your shoulders.
Yeah.
How to-
Let me get on the ground. So
Fahim's now dropping to give us some push-ups.
He's dropping giving 50. All right, describe it, John. Give us details.
Fahim is
And
in
he's
the
like,
push-up
see how-
position.
see how
Oh
he's like-
yes, he pushed in slightly.
And then you go
His
down.
scapula muscle has been flexed.
And then you go
It's
back
not
up
a muscle,
all the
it's
way.
a bone.
the little center part of his upper back
I'm
got
sweating.
curved inwards when he did that. His back made a little V shape at the top, accentuating his shoulder blades.
Anyway, you gotta make sure you go all the way up on the push-ups. Then you're just kind of doing half-as push-ups. Yeah, like,
That, yeah.
like you're like if your arms are not straight after you come back up, that wasn't a push-up.
Same thing with like benching, bro. Make sure that bar touches your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's part of the hat.
Well, I mean, the lower the better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that and you go all the way up and everything too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the lower you go, the more you push it up.
Yeah, like the full range should be as much as possible
Gotcha.
and everything.
You watched any cool animes recently?
I mean, I watched Kaiju #8 with Tyler.
Okay,
How was
I
that?
looked at it. I couldn't tell if it was gonna be fire or ass, and I just didn't. Watch it.
I mean, I can't. It's like Alex. He watched the anime. I was like, so how was the anime? Dog, I finished the manga. Is what he told me. He went straight from the anime to the manga. I was like, yeah.
Before the anime came out, I kept seeing like the manga inside of like
Oh, yeah.
bookstores and stuff, and I almost picked it up. Is it good?
From what
I
you've
liked
seen,
it. I mean, I didn't finish it, but I like how it started. It
the
was fun.
premise,
I mean, that guy literally turned into a kaiju. That's fire.
like a big ass monster.
Well, obviously they made him humanoid, but I still think it's cool. I mean, he's
Okay.
a little kaiju.
Is it like Attack on
Yeah.
Titan? Kind of. Is he like an Eren Yeager? Like,
no.
he's the-
He doesn't want to kill everybody. That's not.
But like looks wise, what does that kaiju look like?
like-
sick. I can tell you that.
Like in a sense, like is he
He's
like
like a
the kaiju killing kaijus, like how Eren was
yeah,
the Titan killing Titans?
yeah, kaiju killing kaijus.
The Godzilla of that world, probably.
Yeah. Essentially.
I know you've always been more of like a manga guy
Yep.
than an anime guy for
That
Did you
sure.
read the manga with like sub or dub?
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I read the Japanese manga. I can't read it, but like
is
I like
that the-
looking
is
at the
that the
pictures.
sub?
Yeah, it looks pretty.
It looks pretty. Nah, I read the English version.
What's your favorite genre of manga then?
I like rom-com.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was gonna be like slice of life or something. and
Any
that-
like
that's
okay,
close.
look,
Yeah.
I know Berserk is a good.
That is not a
No.
rom-com.
I know that's hold on. That's here's too much. But I have to be honest. I cannot. I don't think I can enjoy like the gruesome,
Really?
dark stuff.
It gets really fucked
He's,
up.
he's the wholesome
You're,
friend.
you're too kind for that.
I-
You're too lighthearted and whimsical.
Like
Why do they do
look,
that?
I understand there's bad stuff, but like I want to be happy, so I'm just gonna read stuff that makes me happy, and that is rom-coms. So I enjoy reading that.
Yeah, bro plays League.
So like, yeah.
I gotta offset the salt from League of
Like,
Legends.
is Spy Family a rom-com?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, it's mainly between Yor and
What's his name?
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
I think it's his name.
It was Lloyd.
I never actually watched Spy Family.
I've seen like an
It's
episode.
it's good. I like it.
I
Because
think
the daughter's
only-
like a psychic or something like that. She can hear people.
Dude,
talk.
I just like that dynamic of that family is also pretty funny. Cause like the only one
Aren't they
that
like the spies of West Berlin and East Berlin?
so like he's a spy from like the the West, and she's
Uh-huh.
an assassin for the East.
Yeah.
And then her daughter is a psychic who can read both their minds, and she knows what they are.
Oh.
And like he comments on it, but they don't realize that she's talking about
Yeah, and because the thing is, they don't know they're spies, right?
Yeah, they don't know, and she knows, and she keeps referencing each one, and it's like they don't see it. It's such a funny dynamic.
And then is the dog sentient or the dog's just a dog?
Yeah,
right?
no, the dog can see the future,
What the fuck?
and I mean that's technically a spoiler, but I don't. Spoiler warning, I'm sorry, and so the dog can see the future, and Anya can read minds, so she can read the mind of the dog who sees the future, and then.
Yeah.
Do whatever she wills with that future that she sees. It's very interesting dynamic.
And sorry, a little tie-in, because Chainsaw Man is like my favorite manga right now. His editors, when he used to make Fire Punch, made Spy X Family and something else. We gotta find him.
No, really?
Yes, because I used to work with him. The guy, like, it's so fucking funny to me. I gotta see, like, because one of them, because I don't know if you guys have ever heard about Fire Punch, but it's like his
Fire
first-
Force?
Fire Punch.
I don't know. I haven't heard of it.
It's pretty dystopic, deals with cannibalism.
Oh.
Because Tatsu, like Fujimoto, he loves American, like he loves cinema in general, but like has a lot of draws from American cinema. So a lot of his paneling, a lot of his artwork is very reminiscent of movies. Fire Punch was like his first attempt at that, and they have a lot of movie motifs. And as he was working on that, a lot of fucked up shit happens. And okay, imagine being the editor of a guy who makes just like really like. Who's a really creative, like, not Kanye-esque, but like maybe think in terms of like how Kanye's mindset when it comes to music, just like how it's so like expansive and like unique as like a manga artist, and you worked with Kanye, and then you make Spy Family, like the biggest, most like not I guess commercial, it's like just like the most popular thing, and this guy's like making like weird, obscure, cannibalistic shit, and you're there helping him make it.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say about manga is the names of these mangas are some of the most nonsensical things you will see. And unfortunately, someone saw one of my titles because.
You got to tell the whole story.
So I was in Latin class, and I'm
With me.
reading manga in the class as per usual.
shit.
And usually these sites where you can read manga, if you click, it pops up another site.
Like porn.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, something like that. And in my case, it was like something about suicide. So they saw that on like the system on the school, because I read it on the school Wi-Fi.
Bro, no VPN.
No VPN. I made sure they
ad
can.
block.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I made sure they can
Should've
see
just
what
played
I'm
Halo
reading.
like the rest of us.
I made sure they could see what I'm doing. It was during like COVID, so like we had to
Yeah.
bring our laptops. Like I might as well read some, and I don't remember that time. I wish I did because I know it was something dumb.
It was something about a young girl.
It was
some shit.
it's something where people in their mind like, what is wrong with this guy? Probably.
Yeah.
I'll just say it was a rom-com. I'm just saying, putting that out there. It was something wholesome, I think. I don't
I
remember.
think the title was something like a fucking YouTube clickbait thing. It was like,
Yeah.
this guy loves his little sister's 14-year-old.
Okay.
Fucking.
I saw one the other day, and it was like, how I confessed my love to my 9-year-old sister, or like some shit like that. I was like, what the fuck?
Some of these titles are just out of fucking,
Yeah,
hold on.
Pocket,
it was some
did you?
shit that was getting a fucking anime adaptation, and everyone in the comments was like, "Oh my god, this shit was so good! I cried when I read it." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Was that actually a thing that came out?
It was like someone. It was like his sister died and got reincarnated as an 8-year-old or something.
What?
I forget what it was.
No. I think. Well, okay. There's one where this okay. The title will get you, but this one is where a guy lost his a guy lost his wife, and the family was down in the dumps. But his wife reincarnated as like a kindergartner,
I think that's what I was thinking of.
and
I
she
think it's the
remembers her life, and she hates the fact that they're still down in the dump over her death. And so the story's about her like telling them to move on, and it's like
one. What's it called?
See, that's the problem. That's why people get.
I know. That's why I was like, you gotta tell me what it's
My
called.
wife
before
is
we
a
go on.
kindergartner or something. It's crazy.
Okay. Here's some ones. Cherry magic. 30 years of virginity can make you a wizard. Question mark! Exclamation point.
Wait, didn't you say that when we were driving on the way here?
What?
Like being a medieval wizard.
Oh
you could be,
yeah,
like, a
I love the
40-year-old
joke
virgin.
where if you're a virgin until 40, you just become a wizard. I love that joke.
Oh yeah,
it's
because
funny.
you're just that powerful. You haven't expunged that energy yet, so you can just shoot lightning from your fingertips
Yeah, I
instead.
just thought it's such a funny joke. Well, there you go. A guy in Japan thought it was a good idea to make that joke into an anime or a manga.
That's a fire idea. I fucking love that. Did you have more pulled up?
You didn't finish the story.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. So with that being said, the context there. So that when I clicked on the site, it opened up another site probably, and it was about suicide. And obviously, the school was like, "Huh, there's this thing about suicide on the student's computer. We should check this out." They called me to the office. I had no clue why they called me. What's going on? It's like, yeah. So we saw your history. Like, oh. And
I thought it was the porn.
no, it wasn't porn. But see, even if it was, you could not get Batman to take that out of me at school. Anyway, like that's crazy. And so they showed me the history, and I saw the title. I'm like, oh. I had to straight face because I know I can't. I gotta take this seriously because it was about suicide.
Dude, I would have laughed so hard.
I had to. They were laughing. They were trying not to laugh. Because we were talking, they were asking me if I'm like okay, like is this suicide thing something you?
So wait, they
up?
thought you were dead ass were looking that shit up.
Yes!
And they were sitting there laughing about.
Yeah.
No. They saw the history, right? So they saw him look up the novel titled like my best sister is a 9-year-old.
Some dumb title like that.
Right after that was a suicide hotline thing.
So like I had to prove to them like I don't have like I asked him what time and date was this suicide thing on, and it's like all right, let me show you my history. Let me show you my history on what I've been reading, and it didn't show any suicide. So like it's probably some, ad that popped up, and that it just popped up. Then I clicked out of it instantly. But I had to show them my history and that title. I wish I remember. Maybe I wanted to forget. That's why.
You put that shit in the box and you locked it.
I locked it. I locked
down
it
the
away.
river.
I locked it away.
Imagine looking at both four, just like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, they were laughing when I left. I can guarantee it.
Oh,
Like, they
I'm
were,
sure, yeah.
I saw their faces. They were just smiling. It's like twist.
assistant principals.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like assistant principal. Well, some principal. Someone was there. That
was during COVID. They had nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they
You
probably
made
had
their
a
fucking day, bro.
they
Like,
probably had a big laugh at that.
And then Faheem got back to class, and I was like, "So what happened?"
And I have to explain the whole. I showed him the title too, and he was laughing his ass off because he saw the title and he's like, "You had to show him this title."
I wish you remembered that.
I wish I did too, but I don't
the Latin
remember.
teacher also asked if you were okay.
Yeah, I said everything was fine. They were just, see if I was all right. I mean, I didn't show her. Dang, thank goodness he didn't.
You're like the
ask.
most joyous guy I've ever met. Like I can't imagine. Like that was the situation.
See, like I was, cause that's why I was so confused. Like, suicide? What? Like, what are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, they showed me like the the history stuff on their phone since they have access to that. If you're on the school Wi-Fi, like, yeah, what is this going on? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. It's probably one of those ads because I read on this site and here I can show you my history on both my phone. Yeah, I'm surprised. They're probably why is he on his phone during school hours?
I don't know, I'm
It's
kind of
like COVID, I
blessed.
don't care.
Yeah, that's probably
also
true.
realized- I never typed anything sus at school. I just realized.
Oh yeah, dude.
Why would you?
I think-
obviously
Like, bro,
shit can
okay,
happen.
Well,
for
that was an
me-
ad. Like,
For me, it's like I'm just reading like comics that are maybe
just titled funny.
title.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I blame them for that. Like, I can't change the title, man. Like, they chose that title. They thought
Yeah.
it was normal. All right, it's the Japanese language going into English. I'm sure there's some mishaps over there.
I know. I've looked
Hey,
up
you
some
know what's-
weird stuff.
You
I
know
don't
what's the best part? I went into reading manga right afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, that did not stop me from reading. I
They
just
just see it pop up again, like,
Yeah, all right. Well, at least and this time you start like actually googling suicide shit, just because you're like, oh, well, now they know I'm not actually doing it, so it's fine.
it's all a ploy. That's all. That's just the convoluted way to make them think I'm not suicidal.
I got a couple more. Reborn as a vending machine. Now
Dude,
I want
Oh wait, that
done.
one's getting an anime adaptation.
Are you dead
Yes,
ass?
I'm
Yes,
pretty sure
it
it
is
is.
actually.
That's fucking.
Dude, you don't understand. The titles I be seeing, I like, dog, this is no way this is a title.
I want you to make a disgusted face and show me your underwear.
What?
That's real.
That's
is
no,
real.
you
That's
know
a series? Like there's more
that-
than one issue? How the fuck do you make more than one
that,
issue out of that?
I'm sorry, John, but that is a manga. I've seen it.
Like a full
You've read it?
serialized.
I didn't read it. I've
Oh.
seen it on like the page where it showcased all the manga, and that was one of them. I
Like
like.
a full serialized, like 100 chapters.
I was
fucking,
like, I saw that title. I was like, all right. I
This is
mean,
cooking.
if all right, I'm not gonna question it. I mean, it's there. I'm just not gonna read it.
same thing. How the fuck do you make a series out of being reincarnated as a vending machine? Is the whole series just him going beep beep beep?
So goofy, you know. So he's like, I mean, okay, there is one where he is actually interesting to me because you know the trope of talking swords. I don't know if that's a trope that you guys.
Yes.
So one of them is where the guy is reincarnated as a talking sword.
Mm.
So he is the sword that talks.
He's the Excalibur in this.
He's the Excalibur in the situation.
That's cool though. I like that.
So I mean, I enjoyed that one. That was fun. Mainly it's like a father daughter dynamic, except the father is like a sword. It's like he's like taking care of this young girl that picked him up and like saved. Like he was lonely.
That's kind of like what Kill la Kill is, isn't it?
Kill a kill.
Yeah, the suits.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit. It's like instead of that, it's like a piece of clothing
Oh,
she's wearing
yeah.
instead,
It's an alien, I think. Or like a,
Yeah.
it's like a
or something
symbiote.
like that.
Is it sentient?
Yeah, it's sentient.
Ah, okay. But like I think this guy reincarnated as a sword. He's stuck in a rock. He's just chilling and he's kind of lonely because he's sentient. So like he's been like months without interaction. And then this slave girl picks up and he promised her power if you just take me away from this rock. And then he just becomes her companion, just teaches her.
And so he literally is just Excalibur.
Yeah, he's just guiding. He's like guiding her, teaching her stuff. Like
Yeah.
girl, like just teaching him wisdom that he got from.
Swing me this way. Now try swinging me this way.
Well, I think I don't know about. I think.
I'd imagine once the sword gets in the hand of a wielder, it kind of has a mind of its own, and it just
Yeah.
does itself. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He like learns like it's like
Pretty sure that's how the trope usually
it's like
goes.
like a journey where you just watch her grow, pretty much,
Yeah.
as an adventurer and stuff like that. I enjoyed that one. I think that was fun. I like that one.
My mental choices are completely interfering with my school romantic.
Ah,
comedy.
yes.
How do you know these?
Yes.
Oh yes.
I
remember
I
that
know
one.
this one. So, I read the novel. I think actually.
You read this one?
I read that
You're
one.
the novel.
Yeah, novel, dude. I was anime, then I went to manga, and then I went to novel.
So good you had to see this shit 3 times. Holy
No,
shit.
no. So for the novel, it's because it's only a manga, and like it only had like a couple of chapters. Like, dang, this is good. I want to read more, and so I went to novels.
Shit, gas.
This is that's like similar to what happened to Alex with Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
He liked the anime. He wanted to see more. He went to the manga and just stuff like that. And so that one is like, I think he's like cursed or something. So like every time something happens, he gets 2 choices, and if he doesn't choose one, he like dies or something. I don't know.
God.
So like he has to choose one of them.
Motherfucker got quick time events in real
Yeah,
life.
he's literally QTEs. That's
Shit.
his life. Quick time events. And like a lot of the choices make him like look questionable.
Like
Sus or just like stupid?
It's like stupid, sus.
Okay.
Like for example,
Like,
pick
is
up-
he sniffing panties or is he like peeing in the hallway?
I mean, there might be. I don't know. You gotta. I don't.
he's like,
I,
actually that's exactly what one of them was. That was in arc 1.
I don't. Like, it's funny because I think there was like it wasn't that, but like it's something crazy anyway. Like something you would not do. That would make you look like a pervert, pretty much.
Oh.
But like it's like saving them in a. Don't.
I'm
act-
saving you.
I'm sa-
Please, I have to sniff
like,
your hair.
dude, don't ask me, man. I just read it. I thought it
I
was.
wonder what is it culturally with Japan and like the fan servicey like
Don't,
pervy,
dude.
like-
Don't ask me, man. Okay. Also, okay. Look, I mean, once they got into the U.S. and like everywhere else, they really went crazy with the fan
Yeah.
service. Because people, that's just people like. I mean, why do they put a girl in a bikini in a burger ad that one
I
time?
mean, yeah, America does the same thing with
Yeah.
advertisements.
Like it's
and
not
even
like it's
with
nothing
shows and
new.
stuff.
Like a woman in like skimpy clothing is just attracts people to watch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, sex sells.
I mean, same with MMA. Like the girls in the
the
thing.
time card
Yeah.
girls. Or
The
whatever?
time card girls, like
Yeah.
they're like what in the bra and like very shorts, and they're like attractive.
It's just a really easy way to appeal to men.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
Men are very easy to please.
that's just how it is.
Big
like,
booba.
or that's what
Booby.
They know-
Booby. Punch good. Yay.
they know. They know people will come to it, so they do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just if you want people to stop watching that type of thing, then make the people that watch it stop watching it in the first place. I don't know. How
I mean, I see a lot of people like that criticize Japanese media for doing that, but American
Bro,
media,
yeah,
American media does
that's-
the exact same thing.
dude.
Yeah.
Don't don't be a hypocrite when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you see it all the time in America. Car ads literally have women in them sometimes. Car shows, car races.
Yeah.
Like the girl that does the flag waving is
Yeah.
like usually in like a
NASCAR and shit.
NASCAR. Like, don't. I mean, you see it more of Japan mainly because it's such a big audience.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the most popular like teen dramas and like like old like what do you call it, middle-aged women soap operas are about the fucking just main characters hooking up.
Yeah.
Sex in the City.
Like Grey's Anatomy, it's just sex in a hospital. Like that's what
Yeah.
people love that
Really?
shit.
That's where they watch it? They're fucking. I've never watched.
Well, a lot of
Grey's
people
Anatomy.
are just really into the characters and like the hot doctors and them hooking up and
Yeah.
stuff. Like the actual drama in between the staff.
I always thought it was about a serial killer. They're just fucking in the hospital.
You
No,
thought it was that
no,
serial
Yeah.
killer?
that's Dexter. Dexter.
Okay. I
Dexter-
confused Grey's Anatomy with
yeah.
Dexter.
Dexter's the one where he's like a doctor and he's a killer too.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
my fault. But that's what I thought. I was like, they're fucking and killing in this show. It's like,
Yeah.
There
What
was
a-
an episode of Grey's Anatomy
What
where
an interesting show.
one of the people they admitted to the hospital had an RPG up his ass,
What?
and the doctors and nurses that they get in like bombs, they get with the bomb squad and like extract it. and
Have
resurrect
any of
them.
y'all ever seen House?
Yes. I've
Yes,
seen
I
House.
love him.
I love
He's
House.
such a-
I've
man.
never actually watched it. I've only ever seen clips out of context, and I have no idea what the fuck the show is about.
An angry little doctor.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Every
a-
time I've seen it, it's like a clip of him like fucking fighting zombies or some shit. I literally have no idea what
Oh,
the
that's
fuck
like the
happens in
later
that show.
seasons where he gets admitted into like an insane asylum.
What?
Yeah, so he's a doctor who's very pessimistic.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
really rude. I mean, he's really rude to like the team he works with, kind
Yeah.
of thing. He's really jaded to just medical practice in general because he knows how stupid people can be and how stupid patients are.
Yeah.
He has beef with the manager of the hospital, so she forces him to work in like their like family medicine. But he doesn't want to do that. He's more into like the critical care, acute care, like figuring out what's wrong with certain cases kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for the first like 2 seasons, that's mainly what the like structure of each episode is like, oh, this person has like this weird illness that pops up, and then they get admitted into the hospital, and then House is like, have you given him this drug? Yes, I gave him this drug. Well, you're an idiot for giving him this drug. This is why it wouldn't work. Try this drug instead. We gave him that drug already. You are a black man. Give him this drug instead.
No way is that.
Now, that's a meme within the community because one of his doctors is black, and he's the one who usually like clashes heads.
Yeah.
With House.
Yeah.
There's also an Australian doctor he works with, but that's a common thing you'll see about like House MD shit posts. Like they just reuse that same script like over and over.
I've seen a lot of people who are like, you know, the Good Doctor.
Yes.
They're like House
Yeah.
and the dude from the Good Doctor
Like,
are
House
like,
is like the Chad.
yeah, like the two opposite sides of like an autistic doctor.
Yeah, but not
basically.
only that, Dr. House, he likes working in those like really weird situation kind of cases where he likes to figure out what the root of the problem is and genuinely help those people where the other doctors can't treat them because he himself was like I don't want to say a victim because it's not the doctor's fault, but he was in a situation where he was admitted into the hospital and he had a misdiagnosis, and because of that he went paralyzed because of it.
He's
Paralyzed. He's paralyzed in like one of his legs, so he can't walk. That's why he has a cane.
I didn't know
he
that.
walks with like a limp.
And this is House, right?
Yeah, it's House.
Okay.
And not only that,
Some
he's
lore.
addicted to Vicodin, which is hydrocodone.
Yeah.
It's opiate. That's like a common thing throughout the show. They put him into the asylum because of his Vicodin addiction. Also because they think he's crazy.
I mean, if you see zombies and shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And you just
I mean, it's a funny show. Like I like the random clips they have of him working
Dude.
in the family medicine part of the show,
Doesn't he-
and he just comes across like the stupidest fucking people. Like in the 3rd episode, there's somebody who brings their daughter in, and then they brought her in because the mom wants to get across that like this kind of birthday cake she wants isn't healthy, and then she wants a doctor to tell him that. And then he's like, yeah, you shouldn't eat this birthday cake. It's bad for you. You also shouldn't eat this, 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 and this, and your mom is a fucking idiot. And he walks out of the room. Yeah. And then there's this one clip I love. You see this clip
Oh,
everywhere. It's somebody who comes in, And she's like, this inhaler you prescribed for me is not working. It has been working for the past 3 weeks. And he was like, okay, this is something they taught us in nursing school to also do, is to understand like a regimen or like a treatment plan. You ask the patient to demonstrate or repeat to you what they're supposed to be doing. So he goes, okay, demonstrate to me how to use an inhaler. And she goes, okay. Like it's fucking perfume or some shit.
Like
I could never
inhaler.
be a
I love that
doctor.
show. It's like the very cynical side of medicine. Which is why I like it.
My dude, the fact that I'll believe that something actually happened like that is like, dude.
I could totally see that happening.
Like inhaler, it's in the name.
I've heard
Inhaler, you
pretty
breathe
dumb
it
stuff
in.
In my line of work.
Yeah. Darren has a lot of stories about. You gotta be disciplined to not get mad.
Yeah,
I'm way more disciplined now because I work in pharmacy.
Yeah.
In a hospital now, but
I think for people in fast food, just have more patience.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
have to. You really
I
have
don't know about discipline, but more patience. You definitely
Discipline
get that.
is to not kill somebody. Patience to just understand.
Keep going. Like
Yeah.
I'm listening.
just to not get angry with yourself in the
Yeah.
situation.
He's
That's
like,
all patience is.
why is it this price? Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm way more
Oh,
patient
I
now.
get those questions. I remember.
I remember.
Why
I
does it
remember
cost so
like
much?
2 years ago, I would like call Faheem randomly and just vent about this fucking story that happened at work.
Nice.
And Faheem is always like, "Man, I never heard anything about this at McDonald's."
Yeah, you have it worse.
I have
honestly.
I have a really bad customer. I mean, healthcare just has a really bad customer base.
McDonald's was an ass.
I mean, and Five Forks is you get those customers, but like it's like I feel there's this one dude. I felt bad for this guy. There was this mom and her son. They came. I forgot what happened, but we were giving them the food, and then something went wrong. I don't remember what it was. And the mom got angry, and they already had food in the car. And so the manager at the time and her went back and forth. At some point, the mom just told her son to get out of the car and give the food back. I'm like, why are you making your son do this?
yeah.
Like instead of just grabbing it from him and giving it back, you making him get out the car and walking around and giving it to us. I feel bad. I felt so bad for that
Did
son.
the kid have like the face of like, what the fuck is my mom doing?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know. Like, look, it wasn't even a big problem either. It was like a small
And
issue.
it's a Karen.
And
It
she
never
made
is.
and she
We've
made.
called the police on patients before. Like
Oh,
really?
people in drive-throughs do not mix. Like I
No.
fucking hate drive-throughs. There's a common thread, or there's a common like thing I see, like this joke on like pharmacy threads, where it's like, you know, like, if this person works at CVS and this person's egging them on for not getting their drugs fast enough. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, this is the joke. It's like a McDonald's drive-through, and they were like, oh, come on, can I get like my fries right now? And they're like, oh, sorry, we're not CVS.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like that common of a thing. Like I don't know.
Dang. That,
Like a lot of people working cashiers in pharmacies will feel just like the same kind of vibe as like fast food.
People
No, I
are
can
so
understand
people are so used to getting stuff immediately, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking this 2-day shipping fast food mentality, but it's like medicine. I'm dealing with people's lives. It's not that easy.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
at some point,
Even if it's just like a jar of pills.
dude, at some point, stores are just like good stores are just gonna like stores that sells goods are just gonna close down at some point.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
there's
have a
like there's
robot
also
doing
like
it.
there's so much that goes into a prescription too, because not only does the doctor have to send it, it has to be like a correct prescription. Like it has to go through our like online systems verification process before it actually gets to us. It doesn't take that long. It's like a few minutes. Once it gets through, we have to type it. Someone has to check it to make sure the prescription is like valid, everything matches up, the dosing is proper, so we don't accidentally fucking kill them. The directions that I typed were correct, and the pharmacist does all that, by the way.
Same shit he does.
You
with his,
cannot
like,
run a pharmacy with just one person.
It's
It
like
does not
how
work.
his engineer stuff takes a lot of like checks and balances.
Yeah.
Like checks, like there's a lot of safeguards. Like
And then
it's-
once they check it, we can count it. Once we count it, we give it back to them, and they have to check it to make sure it's the right pill, the right dose, that there's enough in there, you know, it looks right, everything's good, and then we can finally sell it to you. It doesn't sound that bad until you realize that like every fucking American is on blood pressure pills and sugar
Yeah.
pills. And not only that, you got fucking crazy people in this country, so they're on antidepressants. And then you have people who are like pain medications. Pain medications and narcotics, the system of checks, it's even more like crucial. It's
Hey,
even more strict.
Darren, is there an increase in antidepressants? Right? Isn't there an increase of people taking antidepressants?
Probably. I mean, the U.S. for a first world country has just more people that are depressed and have these medications than
I
other
wonder
first world
why.
countries.
It's also just like growingly like more people are
You know,
taking them.
I will
Well,
mention.
more people are also getting the help they need, so that's
yeah,
also.
I
part
think
of
it's
it.
like mental health is just like
I
a more
will-
well-known issue.
I will mention a sad story, a crazy story. This is how important it is to actually do your like design and math for your designs. There was a balcony in a hospital. One screw wasn't up to code.
No.
And that one screw failed, and everything else failed, and that thing dropped on the like 300 people.
What?
Wow.
Killed almost every. I think it killed like almost every single one of them.
I saw a video. Of
It was just a
One screw.
connection, and a group of screws was not up to code, and whoever designed it just did not do like his calculations for that. Like he just this screw will work, and then he did that, and boom, that thing failed, and every other thing failed, and it just dropped on a bunch of people.
That's crazy.
And he obviously lost his license. Like
Yeah.
I mean, usually
No, you murdered 300 people. I'm surprised you're not in jail.
like it's my boss over engineers most of the stuff that he designs for good reason. Cause like people can die when you design something and people use it.
Yeah, same thing.
So-
Like people can die if you just hand them a bottle of drugs.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
don't
like,
check it.
yeah.
You know what? I have a medical/moral dilemma for you guys. Hey guys, this is Darren in Post. I just wanted to clear up some of the details about this court case we're going to talk about, since we did end up getting some of it wrong while filming the podcast. The trial we're referencing is belonging to Rodana Vaught, who was convicted of 2 felony accounts of criminally negligent homicide and gross neglect of an impaired adult. Rodana basically accidentally gave her patient, Charlene Murphy, vecuronium, which is a paralyzing agent, instead of the sedative that was ordered from her primary doctor. This paralyzed Murphy's diaphragm, and she suffocated. After the error, Ms. Vaught was fired from the Vanderbilt University Hospital, and she had her nursing license revoked by the state, which is a common and standard procedure in cases of like medical malpractice and medication errors. However, the Davidson County District Attorney Office wanted to press criminal charges onto Vaught, since she did override the computer's system's safety net. And the jury did find Ms. Vaught guilty, and she was sentenced to 3 years of probation, but after which the charges were dropped. Do you think that if a nurse or a doctor accidentally kills someone, they should have criminal charges put against them?
Didn't that happen before?
It's happened in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a
Wasn't
nurse.
that the nurse that
Yeah.
she was it a baby that she killed?
No. It was an adult. She was like 60.
it depends
something
on
like
the situation.
If it's negligence, yeah, you should.
Well, this only happened a few years ago, and it was the first time somebody has like a medical professional has actually had criminal charges put against them by like a state prosecutor because of a mistake they did. The first time ever that this happened in the United States.
So what was her?
No,
fault?
because okay, like accidental deaths happen.
Do you know what the case was?
Yes, I do. I watched we had to watch a whole video about it for our beginning class.
I mean that
Uh,
would make sense. That they
so-
watch it.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Give me a minute.
She did a crime.
No, it was not a crime. Anyway, give me a minute. Medical errors are very common, unfortunately.
Okay.
And like the medical system is just not like it's not well equipped, because not everybody can be a doctor, not everybody can be a nurse, and then you have short staff, and there's so many sick people in this country, kind of thing. And then because of that, you have situations where people are understaffed, or like randomly the emergency department is haywire, and then there's new people coming in too. Like when people go on strike, like nurses go on strike, you see a sharp increase in medical errors because they bring in different people that are not familiar with how the hospital does the protocol.
I'll say
And then
no.
accidents happen. Anyway, that out of the way. Also, medical errors are like the number 3 or 4 highest cause of death in the U.S. If you were to lump every single cardiovascular illness into one category and just call it cardiovascular illness, and you had like that plus car accidents, like homicides,
Accidents.
yeah, medical errors are in the top 5, like cause of death in the United States.
That's
like,
crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
if you were to lump every single cardiovascular thing into one category, that is. But yeah, this nurse in Nashville, she was supposed to administer a blood thinner, I believe it was, to this patient. But the name of the blood thinner had a very similar sounding name to a painkiller, which is what she accidentally grabbed. I think it was heparin, but the
thinner or the painkiller is heparin.
No, the painkiller is heparin.
Okay.
I think she accidentally grabbed heparin or something like that. But the doses don't line up because it's a different medication. So she ended up overdosing this person with the pain medicine by like 600%, and that person died. And obviously, like you can set up you can sue a doctor or a nurse for malpractice, and they can lose their license because of that. But this was the first time a state prosecutor got involved and pressed criminal charges against a nurse or a doctor, and then the jury ruled them guilty. And not only did they lose their license, lost their job, they had to serve a sentence. The sentence was pretty light. because the judge was understanding that medical errors are common. So she wasn't in prison or jail for that long, but she basically still couldn't practice anymore. She got her license revoked.
I think that's fair, to be honest. I don't know because
Okay, it depends on I understand the judges being understanding, but how easy it is to fuck up heparin versus whatever that other drug.
It's normal to lose your license over a malpractice case, but she had criminal charges put on her, and that was the first time.
How extreme was that? Because I have to say, how
Well,
bad
thing
is
is,
a heparin overdose?
Thing is, not
it
only that,
painful?
I mean, you
the
said yourself
hospital.
that she wasn't even in prison for that long.
Yeah, but it's still like a felony on your.
It's on
your
a record now.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean,
It depends. If
That's
that
a pretty bad felony.
if
to
the
have.
person's fucking bleeding out of their eyes and ass painfully.
I don't know the details of that.
that is a
but-
situation where that is a very big case of negligence. You should have read that pill bottle better.
Yeah. Not only that, the hospital had a very lousy infrastructure around how the nurses would get their medications from the pharmacy, because you would need an override to do everything, right? So when
What's
she
an override
picked,
dude in that situation? I'm not.
well,
sure.
if you were okay, so a lot of hospitals now use barcodes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you scan the barcode, it'll tell you if it's wrong. It'll tell you if it's not wrong, then you scan it, it has a check mark, and you're like, okay. Pharmacy does that with our drugs when we count our drugs and count our prescription labels. There's always it's always by a barcode.
Mm-hmm.
So you scan the barcode, you scan the bottle. If it matches up, you press F12 and you count it.
Okay.
And then the pharmacist, when they're checking, they'll scan it, they'll scan that, they'll make sure it's the right thing. This is the right paper to give them. Okay. That way you don't have to read it. It's just the barcode you scan and the computer tells you if you're right. But the thing is, whenever you did anything in this hospital, you would have to have an override for some reason. It's something along those lines. So when she picked it up from the pharmacy and she read the name, she's like, oh, that looks right. Because, for similar sounding names, you're going to take a quick glance at it. None of that. Nurses mainly work 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And
She's probably tired about that.
Yeah, she's probably tired. So she read it, had to override it. Oh, it's not right? Okay, well, I normally override this shit anyway. So she overrides it. And then she gives the medication.
Mm-hmm.
So you also argue that's the hospital's fault. And after that whole incident, the hospital was sued. And they settled, gave a lump sum of money to her. Or not her, but the family.
Mm-hmm.
And then they immediately changed their infrastructure and how the barcode and the override shit works.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't get that.
It's just a very sad situation.
I also hate.
Yeah, it is.
I hate that them losing money is what
Force them
Force
to
them
make a better
to-
change.
Yeah.
because like you said, medical incidents are common, right? So the fact that it took them getting sued and them losing a bunch of money, forcing them to,
And someone losing their entire medical career because
it's like, oh well. But yeah, it might be. I'm not saying I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed, but if they didn't sue the hospital, it's even possible that, all right, she's gone. now.
Getting your license taken away over a malpractice case, I understand that. That's justified. But putting criminal charges against someone for that, how is anybody ever going to want to be a doctor or a nurse if you can have that risk and just become a felon
and we're just
over the course of a couple months?
that's what I'm saying. What did they stake that case on? Because I have to assume it's 600% over.
Well, that also sets precedent now. Now other states can prosecute that. That sets a bad precedent for the medical field.
I mean, at the same time, would you rather set the precedent that you could really have no real repercussions for just?
She lost her license. She can't practice in a hospital anymore.
You lost her.
Yeah, that's not really.
They lost their mom or whoever the fuck.
And like I said, it's happened before. People have lost their lives to
I mean,
medical
that's a
errors before.
repercussion, but that's the same thing as getting your license revoked for a little bit or something.
It just
it's
depends
it's
on
an
how gross this
inconvenience, and I can take an
negligence
Uber.
was.
She can find another job. You know what I mean? That's. It's still a severe case of negligence.
I'm still trying to figure out because if you're pressing that means either this person was really rich or their family was super fucking angry, so they got a good lawyer, or this,
No, it's a state prosecutor.
so the
Because
state
it was a criminal case. Yeah, that's the first time a state prosecutor has ever put criminal charges on a medical professional. It wasn't the family suing them for a malpractice case. That's different. That happens all the time. I'm talking about a state prosecutor prosecuting her for murder.
So
Let me ask you this: in a situation with what Faheem was talking about earlier, the lockout checkout shit, right? If someone didn't do that and someone died, the person who didn't do it, should they get criminal charges?
Is that how that works in that case?
Yes, that is how that works.
I'll say I think for example the screws or that joint that failed, there's a thing called a PE. When you design a building, you need a PE stamp, a professional engineer stamp, in order to certify that building is up to code and all that stuff, which is in 7-hour exam that you got to take to get that PE, and it costs a lot of money, I think, but I'm not sure. He lost his PE, and I'm pretty sure he just lost his job. I mean,
But-
you just
But he didn't get criminally
he
charged.
didn't.
He got his license taken away and lost his job.
Yeah.
But the lockout checkout stuff, where you are responsible for someone else's life and everything, where it's a safety precaution. When you're going through and you don't do that, you do go to jail for that.
But do they prosecute you for
Yes.
like murder?
Yes,
I haven't heard.
manslaughter, but yes.
I think no. I think it's if you purposely don't practice like lockout tagout, yeah, you can. The whole mill could get shut down for safety reasons. It's the same thing for like a pressure vessel. You cannot do work on a pressure vessel without a FE or some type of stamp, and it's like you can. If you do like illegal work on a pressure vessel, you can shut the whole mill down, and the person that's in charge can go to jail.
But like that is like a very like it's a nuisance to have to sit there and do that whole process, but it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's the
Because-
same thing there. Like it might be annoying to like
And you might be tired,
double
but these are
check,
lives
triple
you're
check
fighting
everything, but you have a responsibility as someone's
Life.
doctor, surgeon, whatever
Yeah,
she was.
life.
You have a responsibility.
She was just a nurse. Like she was just administering.
Yeah, I mean,
medication
okay, I
for
don't-
the
I-
doctor's
You
orders.
still have a responsibility if
Aren't
you're
nurses
administering
the
a
first line
drug
of
into
defense
someone.
for this shit, though?
I don't. I don't.
I mean, no, like the pharmacy actually would have been the first line of defense. They gave her the wrong drug. The pharmacy gave her the wrong drug, and she scanned it. Just how the hospital was set up, she thought she'd have to override it. So
I also
The pharmacy
I don't-
would have been the first
I
line
don't
of
think
defense in that
I don't think she
situation.
should get a criminal offense. I think that's losing her license and whatnot is.
well, that's fair. That happens all the time. Like I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's not
if
unusual.
it's common, then why is this the only special case where she got a criminal offense?
That's
Why
also.
don't-
Like, I'm still trying to figure out what was so.
Well,
bad
if you're
about
performing
this.
if you're performing an operation on someone like a surgery and they die
I think
because you
that's-
miscalculated the blood thinner or something as a doctor, like are you now getting a criminal case against you by the state because a procedure went wrong?
Okay.
Even though that's like I said, that
how would
happens.
you miscalculate? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, if I'm miscalculating a blood thinner versus giving someone a 600% overdose, how could you miscalculate a blood thinner? So like, let's just say you need like let's just say 30.
Just the numbers were wrong. I don't know.
Okay, so like, it has to be quantified. I'm saying like, if I'm a prosecutor, I'm trying to think like a fucking prosecutor. What is the quantifiable?
Well, the thing
evidence?
is, she didn't like intentionally overdose her. There are
no
nurses.
no one's gonna say she did.
There are nurses who have intentionally overdosed people, and they have had criminal charges put against them because they literally murdered them. They admitted to like
Yeah.
on purposefully
Yes.
injecting these people with more than they needed. There was a woman who was a nurse in a nursing home, and she
Killed her
literally
patients with
she
life
killed
insurance.
them for like the thrill of it. Like she killed like 12 elderly because she wanted to do it.
Wasn't there
Oh, I thought
another,
there was, like,
wasn't
just
there
life
another one where
insurance,
they
yeah.
killed babies? Well, there's a
I'm
nurse.
sure there's
no,
lots of fucked
that,
up people in the world.
there was a really big malpractice case in like the 90s or 80s. It was some actor, and he had twins that were delivered at this one hospital in California, and then the nurse accidentally gave them too much of the blood thinner, and then their blood was like super
Liquidy?
liquidy, like super viscous, and the children almost died, but they came out okay. But they had a malpractice case against her, and she lost her license. But
Yeah, I mean, okay. My opinion, I don't think she should get a criminal license
criminal charge.
or charge, not license. Criminal
I don't
license.
know.
I have a license to do crime.
I feel
Good
like
way.
if
I'm trying to figure out this.
that's just such like
evidence.
an easily preventable thing to me. I don't know.
I get. I
'Cause
mean,
from the
If,
Yeah,
if it's like a
would you double
surgery
check-
thing and
put
someone
yourself-
dies of blood loss or something, that's different. Like that's
Yeah, but now that you've
expected.
set that precedent, that could happen. Where there was an operation gone wrong.
That's what I understand because now it's like the safety of all nurses are at risk.
Yeah, and exactly.
It's,
and now
it's
it's
like,
like,
the group's now under
how
attack.
are people gonna want to be medical professionals?
Yeah,
then?
I see what you're saying. For like, because
Yeah.
you're going into this field, so now like if you like, not saying you would fuck up, but now any like your peers could fuck up. Anyone you understand
Yeah.
like on a personal level who would like give their life to save their patients, if they make a mistake, which is human, we all make errors as humans. Now they can go to jail for it. I get what you're saying, but on that same note, I'm trying to figure out what could she have done something better to like have prevented where they
Look,
felt like she was negligent
Well, I mean,
criminally.
think
read it.
I mean,
all-
but
That's what I'm trying to figure out. If maybe if they really counted her as reading that ink or like skimming it.
But it's also on the same page. It's not only one person's fault in the situation. She took
Yeah.
the fall for it because the pharmacy gave her the wrong drug. The pharmacy gave her the wrong medication.
no, I'll say that it shouldn't
Yeah.
have just been her. It should have
Yeah.
been the
But
pharmacy.
the hospital got sued. No, wait, the pharmacy not
No,
part
the
of the
hospital got sued for a malpractice case. It wasn't from the state. That's why they gave the lump sum of the money to the family.
Okay.
Like the criminal case was a state prosecutor who usually is what when you murder someone, it's a state prosecutor going against you.
Okay.
Like the family isn't going to sue you because you murdered someone. No, that's the state. It was the state of Tennessee.
So Tennessee, was she black by chance?
No,
Okay, that was the first I was gonna ask because it's the South,
no, she was like some white lady in her 40s.
and they just said, "Nah, bitch, you murdered her."
Well, that's what the state prosecutor was arguing.
I feel like that should have been like mainly the pharmacy is what that should have been on, but like also her as well, like both
The
of them.
hospital, like how are you gonna have an infrastructure like that where you have to override like every single thing?
She was the
'Cause
scapegoat.
how are you gonna know?
She's
if,
the scapegoat.
Exactly. Yeah. How are you gonna know if something bad actually happens then? Like, how do you know something's wrong?
Did the people in charge have to step down?
No.
Like of the hospital, the manager?
Yeah, no, the heads.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
I
know.
mean,
That's also something that should have changed there.
the people that are in charge of the infrastructure did not get hit.
But like Faheem said, it didn't change until they lost money in a malpractice case.
Like, look, if you follow the money, you'll see a lot lot this
Yeah.
makes it click, makes sense.
So I'll say like this. I think that does set a really scary precedent for nurses that they did do this, but she was a scapegoat. So I can't fully understand.
Well, it's not only nurses; it's like everybody in the medical field that deals with medication.
Well, my grandma was killed to medical malpractice, and like we couldn't sue during COVID because they had that law. I forgot what it was called, but like you couldn't sue for medical because like they're overworked. That was the whole thing. They're overworked, so it was like you can't really say shit. But my grandma died. My grandma would still be alive today if they didn't do medical malpractice. So on one hand, I empathize with them. You know, a fucking 600% overdose is fucking wild. of any
Yeah,
type
but
of-
like you said, that would have been a malpractice case. That's not the state going after those doctors, or I don't know the details. I don't want to. You don't have to tell me, but I'm just saying. That's not a state prosecutor. That's a malpractice case, which has been a thing forever.
For me,
Well, the thing is, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of it, it was a nurse that should have prevented that case, but they didn't do it. Now, whether that was because of COVID and they overworked, or whatever, but that was the same thing with that nurse who should have, by any means, double check, triple, just in the sense of like that's part of your job is to make sure as well as you can to the best of your ability that you're giving them the right prescription of drugs or whatever. So on one hand, it's like there was too many steps that she could have taken to prevent that from. So I'm very, I don't want to say I'm paranoid, but I'm very fucking, like, I've talked to you about this. When I do jobs, even when I clean houses, I'm very fucking thorough. Like not to like, it's not even a brag, but this is like to tie this into like how I would see this. Cause my boss, her clients prefer me than her to clean their houses. That's how fucking efficient and like good I am at cleaning these fucking like I take the like I heard her talking to like new guy, but like yeah, they call for Alfonso all the time. They want that. I feel like chopped liver, but like I take that to heart. I fucking care. Any job I put myself in, I fucking do it to the best of my ability. I don't care if I'm a garbage man. I'm the best goddamn garbage man on the fucking neighborhood. I do that shit because I take pride in my work. Now I get you're tired, but you're playing with lives.
My only thing,
and like, I just like it feels weird.
Okay, wait. I also consider myself a very hard worker. At the pharmacy, you know how many times a week I like pick the wrong drug off the shelf, and I know it's the wrong one because I didn't read it. I scanned the barcode and it told me it's wrong, and I take another look. Oh, okay. Like if that didn't tell me that, I would have put that in the fucking bottle and gave it to the pharmacist.
So would you do that in surgery though?
It wasn't a surgery. She was just in the.
So was it a very mundane situation to where you wouldn't feel that pressure?
Like me?
No, like was she in an everyday situation? How we were talking about how
Yes,
like,
it was an everyday situation. Like literally what you were saying about the checks, about checking those. Yeah, like I don't know. She's just so like old and jaded to it. She was used to overwriting shit. The pharmacy, you kind of rely on the pharmacy to give you the right thing.
I mean, this goes back to discipline, right? Like for example, the older guys who are so used to doing the same mundane tasks every day, but they get hurt
that's the bridge
because they don't follow safety protocol.
Yeah.
Because they're so used to it. It's this discipline and,
just doing the same thing every time.
Like being able to do the same thing every day conscientiously, which
So she probably wasn't rushed. She might have just been tired.
Which
I do
agree
to it.
Which I do agree is like it's hard to do that. Like conscientiously do something you do every day, conscientiously, like thinking about what you do. Granted, for for manufacturing, you just hurt yourself. But like in this case, you
have a chance of hurting others.
You could kill someone else. So like I feel like it's a bit more in that case.
You have to always be like very vigilant, like with any kind of job that you're doing, and obviously you don't want to fuck up anything. But when you have a person there that you were helping, there's like an extra step there. Like you can't fuck that up.
Be the best at what you do.
Yeah,
but like I literally
just
tried
to be the best.
What I literally just said about like me working at the pharmacy, like how many times a week I grab the wrong bottle and I know it's wrong because I scanned.
But like I said,
like imagine her situation where she was literally given that and it's supposed to be the right thing. She scans it, but she's so used to like
trust the pharmacy, and then the whole process is to just override it regardless. So I see how like that's a false sense of security. That's really
that was supposed to be a safety net in place.
Yeah.
But so wait, you're telling me even if they gave the right drug, it will still have you override it?
No, because that was the infrastructure. Even if you had the right drug, you had to override it.
What? That makes zero sense.
So-
I know.
Wait,
That's what I'm saying. It
wait,
completely
by
removes that safety
override,
net.
Do you mean it says that the drug is wrong?
I don't know,
regardless?
but like if it's anything like what I have in the pharmacy, it's a red pop-up. I don't read the pop-up. I just see override or cancel. If I see that, if I scan something, I assume it's wrong, so I take a double look. Oh yeah, it's wrong. I don't read the red message most of the time. You know?
But I mean, that's
it's just
enough
a pop-up.
to
Like,
tell
oh,
you,
this is wrong.
well, this is wrong. So.
Yeah.
But in her case,
If
the
that
red- it
red
doesn't mean
message
anything.
popped up all
Every
the time,
time,
yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't mean anything because like
It
it
loses
lost
all-
its meaning.
Yeah.
it lost the meaning of being like, for example, this lost.
Damn, she got set up, man.
It's. I mean, look, she just got the short end.
Like she took the fall for that whole hospital.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That. I mean, like, the people head of those hospitals, head of the infrastructure should have been fired,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But they didn't because we lost. See,
So basically, they were running because that's the thing.
we just lost a couple money,
They
but
lost one nurse, which was pre-COVID, by the way. This was like 2018 or 19.
we lost.
It was still pretty recent too.
Yeah.
We lost one nurse. We lost a couple. Some
Couple
a sum of
thousands,
money.
A couple $1 million
but
to this family.
We got our. We still got our jobs, and we still get paid a lot. So
Yeah.
I guess it's all good. We just gotta.
Yeah, for a lot of people, if they're not the ones being punished, they really don't give a shit.
And we don't gotta worry about. Just gotta change the infrastructure so this doesn't happen again. Say we did something to improve, but
Because honestly, that hospital was probably running for years to where like no one even. And that's the thing, because I know a lot of businesses work like that.
Yeah.
If there's a problem, they won't care about it until it's a legal problem.
Yeah.
So
or
it's
where they
like-
lose money essentially.
Well, because there's a legal problem because you're losing money because now someone's saying, okay, you fucked up, now pay me. And, dude. Okay.
Money.
So in that sense, I don't know if I would give her a criminal charge, but I just feel like, damn,
I feel
you
like I feel like there's no way you don't
For,
get out of that
like-
situation without getting your license taken away. I understand that.
Yeah.
Because that's the norm. That was the norm before that.
Yeah.
Like for me, she just got double whammy. Like she already had the.
She already lost her job, her license. She
Her
can't
license.
practice in a hospital
And you went to
ever
jail.
again.
And it's
Lost
all-
her way of life, and then she went to jail for a few months.
And like,
And now she's a felon.
She already
With a
has
murder
like
charge.
she already has a record of the accident with her malpractice on her record. Now she just adds a felon on that too. Like,
Yeah.
how is she gonna? I mean,
Bitch,
and-
you working at McDonald's.
and-
No, they actually did a follow-up with her, follow-up interview after she got out of the jail. She was living on a farm,
Yeah.
like away from
There's
the city.
no other
Fuck
way.
everybody. Yeah, I'm
There's
moving
Yeah.
off
no
the grid.
other way to get a job otherwise. Like literally, no one will hire you.
I wonder if they paid her off too, the hospital.
They probably did give her a severance check
Probably.
after that whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was their fault, but
They
like,
would have to.
I like to think they did.
I hope so.
Yeah, because she took the fall for that whole.
Literally,
I
yeah.
wonder if she could have sued them.
That's probably what happened. She thought she
Well,
could have sued them.
I mean,
but
that's the thing.
they
They already
paid her.
the company, the hospital. It's kind of hard not to call a hospital a business, but
it is a business.
they are.
It's very much a business.
oh no, it's hard not to call it a hospital a
Yeah.
business. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. But
It hurts to call it a business.
it's hurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hurt. It hurts. That's what I meant. It hurts to call it a hospital a business, but that's what it is.
Somebody who works in a hospital right now. I hate that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's it is. But anyways, like I don't know. I mean, we can only hope that she got severance, but I doubt it. Well, maybe she did. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, she's doing better now.
Yeah,
so.
she's on a
Yeah.
farm.
At least she didn't have to serve 8 years in prison. Like, God
How much?
damn.
What was it?
Yeah.
Like a couple months?
Yeah, it was. I think it was less than a year. It was literally like 6 months prison or.
I still
whatever.
I still think it's a double whammy. Like she already had they already lost everything. They like, oh, you're a
Yeah.
felon now too. By the way, have
Yeah.
fun.
That's why I'd have been a farmer. Looking after my
Squared.
chickens and shit.
Yeah.
That is
It's
such
a
a
nice, simple
tragic
life.
story, though.
I mean, when you're like living in a place where you have like,
I mean, that could be like me now. You know what I mean? Like, that's scary.
Yeah.
yeah, no, so, well, just do your due diligence when you.
Please, please, please.
Yeah. Always make sure you're going through your check sheet,
No matter.
checking everything
if-
up and down, especially if someone's life is on the line.
Look, if there is a way people do certain things, there is a reason. Probably,
There's always a reason for things.
there's always a
Yeah.
reason.
No matter how frustrating something may be, there's a whole point. If something is mundane, that is good because that mundane shit is what stops you from going to jail later on, and it stops
Like
you
you talking about the
from
speed
having
limit
everything
thing a couple
else.
episodes in the past. It's like even though Ronald Reagan is pretty open, it's like it's
There have been
45
people
for
who
a
have
reason.
lost. Yeah. their lives in
Yeah.
there.
Dude, I it's funny people think like, oh, like they don't need to wear a seatbelt when they're going like 25. Like, dude, have you tried running into a wall
At 25 miles an
at
hour.
25 miles an hour? What do you think will happen?
Yeah.
You're not even like running into a wall will hurt you like
Yeah.
immensely. What do you think will happen if it's 25 miles per hour?
with a like 2-ton car.
2-ton, like
Yeah.
like people
momentum in that bitch.
underestimate like just like because relative when you're in the car, they're like
You don't perceive it as it being.
you're
that
not
fast.
feel like you're going fast, but like when I got into that accident, you think I was going really fast when I got into the accident? When I was stopped
No.
and I pressed the brakes.
It was
and
literally right after like
Ri-
a red light.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I stopped. I got on the gas. Right after I
And
was
as soon
stopped.
as you press on the gas,
and I
that
hit the car
somehow
and
totaled
boom,
your car.
Totaled my car.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even going that fast, and it totaled my car. Granted, the front is the crumple zone. Is meant to like
Yeah, it's to absorb the shock.
it
and,
meant
like,
to break easily
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
were to get into an accident. But still, the fact that it broke with just that amount of speed, just imagine what would happen if it was like 25, like
Yeah.
When I got pulled over the other day for not wearing a seatbelt, even though I was wearing a seatbelt, just saying. When I got pulled over for that, I was like, I remember leaving and I was like, that's so stupid. Like, why would they pull me over for something where like no one else could get hurt? But then I thought about it. I was like, wait. If you're going like 40 miles an hour or some shit, you're not wearing a seatbelt.
You go through the window.
you
You
will
just
go
turn into a projectile.
Yeah.
Like you turn into a fucking missile that's going to
Look.
hit someone and fucking explode in shards of bone and blood.
Usually physics teach you this, but if you just think about it, what if you ran into a wall? How bad?
Yeah,
it would
That is why they teach us physics in junior year of high school.
Yes.
That's when we get our license.
like
That makes
look,
sense.
Yeah.
Like look,
Oh.
all right, cool. You run into a wall. Did it hurt? All right. Do you think you were going 25 miles per hour? If not, what do you think would happen if you were going 25 miles
Yep.
per hour
Yeah.
without a seatbelt?
Now imagine going 40,
Imagine
then
going-
50.
I'm gonna
Then
tie
80.
this back to the goat, Jeremy Wade. There's a River Monsters episode where he's trying to catch this like huge fish in the Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
This fish has been known to leap out of the water and turn itself into a projectile.
What
And
the fuck?
hits
kills
fi-
people?
Yes. This thing is like fucking, like 500 pounds of pure muscle. It's a fish. Like fish are
It's torpedo.
Fish are mainly muscle. This thing will jump out of the water, hit a fisherman, and that guy dies on impact.
Jesus
That
fucking
motherfucker has a
Christ.
kill count.
Yeah.
How fast
Like,
does it swim?
I don't know, but
Wait, so you're saying it kills the motherfucker and then
it'll-
goes back in the
it
water?
leaps out of the water, hits them like a fucking torpedo, and then they're just dead on. It's like a car hitting you. Like,
Holy
Imagine
shit.
go. You just go.
That's crazy. I didn't know about that
God.
fish.
it's a giant. I saw it in the Tennessee aquarium, like their freshwater aquarium. For,
But,
You know
bro,
what
I'm
kind of fish
thinking.
it
Wait,
I don't. I'm gonna look up torpedo fish right now.
I mean that sounds like it would.
Imagine getting slumped by a fish. Like you're fishing with your dad. It's
You're
like
not
your first
slumped,
time.
He just fucking killed
yes,
you.
I found it. The Arapaima.
Arapaima.
Hey.
The Google description is literally torpedo shaped.
My God.
That's
Dude.
crazy.
Yeah.
What a name, Arapaima.
Arapaima.
But that just sounds like air. No, it's like an aerodynamic fish. That's probably gonna
Is
fuck
it?
your shit
yeah,
up.
no, so yeah, like, dude, I can understand why people get annoyed. Like for example, like I was in my neighborhood and my brother wasn't, or someone wasn't. My brother wasn't wearing his seatbelt, and it was like when we were like high school. All right, and I was like, you should wear your seatbelt in the neighborhood, even if we're going slow.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Miller literally told. That's how I know it. Cause he said, imagine running into a wall at 25 miles per hour, and I'm like, huh? I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I will always wear my seatbelt now, no matter what. Even if I'm in the back seat, I always wear my seatbelt, even if I'm in the back seat. Cause like, even if you're in the back seat, even if you're not flying out of the window, unless you're in the middle seat, it will
Just
still
hitting the
hurt.
seat in front of you.
It will still
25 miles
hurt.
per hour.
Yeah.
It will still hurt. Like 25. Like I like. Yep. All right. I'm always wearing my seatbelt.
That's where I always wear my trusty bubble wrap.
Your bubble wrap.
Speaking of checklists and things that need to be fulfilled, I have a question for you, Fahim.
Mm-hmm.
What is your dream?
Dream. Have a family. That's mine. Simple. That's simple. I just want a
What's
family.
your dream? A
Yep.
family?
That's the most wholesome answer.
Oh,
He
that,
said
that's
that
just-
shit
that makes
fast
me
as
feel like an
fuck.
asshole for what I want.
I
You
look,
said that shit
look,
fast
I
as
don't.
fuck.
I see nothing wrong with like doing other stuff, but like for me, I can't think of anything. I literally just want a family. That's it.
Do you want like?
own my own family?
Do you want like a wife, some kids?
Yeah.
A little cat.
Maybe. Yeah. If Nimbus will probably pass away by the time I get married. Who
John,
knows?
look at this
Nimbus
fucking.
two.
Like, I
look
thought
at this
about that.
demon fish.
I'm
Nimbus
like,
two.
Kaya's never gonna like meet my kids. 'Cause I don't plan on
Yeah,
having kids
it is.
in
I
the
mean,
next,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
They can list to 15 female husky breeds.
she's
So
more golden though.
I don't know why
Yeah,
people
you're
think
right.
that when you get
Maybe,
married.
I mean, even then, my kids probably.
you
won't
saw
even
like
remember
imagine
her.
just getting like fucking body checked by that. Like a
What is
fucking.
that?
That's no. That's
a fucking fish.
Yeah,
that's the
checked by
Arapaima.
a fish.
Yeah, it was so fucking big. It was like a fucking car.
I told you it was huge. I saw it in the fucking.
It's literally like a
aquarium.
car. You were
Yeah.
right.
It's because like when people ask me like what I want to do and like I want to start a family and get married, it's like really? That's it? Like, you don't want to, like, I'm like, you asked me what I want to do. I
What
gave
else
you.
could I ask for?
Well,
I mean,
like,
that's a good thing to want, though.
like you make it sound like I can't do anything else if I gave a family. Like, like people assume like, oh, when you get married, like, how are you gonna travel? Like, I can still travel. It's not like we're gonna have kids immediately when I get married. I can still travel.
I feel like you'd be like a perfect dad. You get like perfect like dad energy.
I need.
You're like wholesome. You're like a Ned Flanders.
I want to.
Yeah.
I do want to be able to hold my kids up longer. So I'm trying to see if I get stronger.
You're
for
just
that.
the fucking you're literally Ned Flanders. You're like the fucking jacked, fucking
Yeah.
ripped,
Is-
religious,
wait,
fucking next door
is Ned,
neighbor.
Is Ned Flander like jacked or
He's
something?
buff as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. He's like the antithesis to Homer Simpson.
Oh.
Christian,
Super
happy,
nice to
super
everyone.
nice.
Kids
Everybody
love
loves
him.
him.
To be
And
fair,
then he's so nice to Homer, but Homer's just like, fuck you. There's no way you're that nice. There's no
Yeah.
way.
you're hiding something.
God, even in the movie, like fucking Homer fucked him over in the movie. I think didn't like Bart want to become part of his family or some shit like that?
Yeah.
With Spider. Yeah.
I will say, like babies, like just like newborns, are terrified of me. They cry, but toddlers seem to like me.
I think they're just impressed by your aura. They just can't handle
Yeah.
See
it.
the facial hair. and
They
they're just
fuck with
like,
your
"Oh."
vibe.
You see them? What? Like they have their dads have facial hair. Why is mine so scary?
He's gonna walk up and start pulling that shit.
They do. Well, I don't think mine's big enough for that. Because for them, if you don't want to start pulling on it, it has to be like.
Yeah.
like
Would you
act-
ever go clean shaven again?
No,
You like the beard?
I like the beard too
Understand.
much.
For audio listeners, Faheem's just got a very, very, very nice beard for a 21-year-old.
It's just luscious.
I appreciate you think my beard is nice.
Do
I'm
you,
still
do you
trying
have
to
any
get my
like
shit
beard
filled
growing
in.
tips?
No, I just
Fuck.
I just
be,
I'm
be,
just
be Arab.
be from like a brown South Asian country.
Damn, I'm fucked.
You're just naturally
John,
hairy.
do Irish people are Irish are known for their beards?
They don't have like sideburns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Tiki.
Scots are the ones with the beards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Literally,
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
I'm Scottish too. But,
to be fair,
Which one's more?
the main reason why I keep my beard is because I'm too lazy to shave. Because it,
I
gro-
think it looks good, bro.
it is
yeah,
like
you look
look,
fire.
it does not last very long. My clean shaven face, like 1 week.
Oh, then the
max.
stubble just.
and then it'll just come immediately. Like, all right, dude, I can't keep doing
Mine
this every
too, but I
single
don't have like stubble everywhere. I have a stubble like here, here, and like
Yeah, I
under
like-
here.
Yeah.
Like if I don't shave like every 3 days, I get a neck beard.
Yeah, I see. I don't think. Okay, this is just my personal opinion. If you have a neck beard, good for you. I don't think neck beards look
Cut that
that
shit off.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that good. I don't.
motherfuckers.
I don't. The Discord mods, the
Yeah.
Discord moderators. Nah, that's a I don't want to make it. Well, it is a stereotype.
It
Let's
is.
be honest. But I don't think neck beards are.
attractive.
I don't. I
I
just.
don't think I've found a person who thinks they're attractive besides people who have neck beards.
Has anyone ever been like, so, what do you think?
Stroke
I can't imagine someone fucking stroking their neck beard. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to like. Have you ever actually seen someone say that they think it's attractive on them or anything either? I can't think I
Online,
have.
but not in person.
Someone said it online.
Dude, yeah, people who have neck beards have them for a reason. I think they look good.
I always thought it was just because they don't want to take care of themselves.
Either that or they're in denial because they're like, oh, I have a beard.
I just.
Look at this.
I just objectively never seen a guy that looks good with a neck beard.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Like, look, if you could show me a guy that looks good with a neck beard, like, okay, fine.
Didn't Sky does Minecraft have a neck beard?
Yeah.
He didn't look good though.
No.
All right.
I mean,
Like,
it was ugly.
He probably would have looked better without the neck beard.
Yeah.
It's because he had a mustache too, though. At the very least.
Yeah,
it didn't like ruin his.
I
look, though.
think
He
it's
still
I
looked
think
okay.
it's like the comparison. Like, all right, cool, you have a neck beard. It looks all right, but what if he didn't?
exactly
How would it look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just and then for the most part, like, oh, it just looks better without it. Like, it just.
I feel like most people who have a neck beard just do it because it covers up the double chin.
It makes sense. Actually, no. I think it accentuates,
That's why I think they think it covers it up, but it doesn't.
but it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes it look wider. I don't know. It doesn't really like
More
help
full.
out.
Also, your hair can't grow on folds, so you just notice folds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Unfortunately.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Jinx,
Faheem?
you owe me a part of that
Not
cookie
really.
right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
You say you owe me?
you owe
It's
me.
because we jinxed.
Yeah.
Wait, can I try some? Sure.
Try some double stuffed
Well-
chocolate cookie cake.
Nothing else to add. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Scat Cast. Remember, catch us every week on
yeah.
Wednesday. That's when new
Appreciate
episodes go up. Wednesday morning. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to your podcast. And now we have videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. Leave us a comment. You can ask us questions. You can DM us on Instagram. at
Except
scat.cast.
for me,
Check
'cause
out
I-
our TikToks on scat.clips. You also get reposted to Instagram if you don't want to download TikTok. I don't blame you. But please, of course, give us a follow. Take the brown pill.
Yeah.
Follow the Scat Cast. Subscribe.
The brown pill is crazy.
Anything else you want to shout out, Faheem?
Cell raise, of course.
Yo.
Thank you so
sir.
much
I can't
for
forget-
reminding me about the Celebrate sponsor because
can't-
I would have not remembered this episode because we actually do have a Celebrays bit we read.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember guys to go download Celebrays, the easiest way to make money online. All you do is you post your product and they have an AI that's going to help you come up with like a title, description, and fair price that you can sell it for. It automatically will go on like Amazon, eBay, Mercari, Walmart, fucking
All the big shit.
yeah, all the stuff you want to sell your stuff on, as long as you link the accounts to it. And it's free. Why not give it a shot? You can go check them out at sellraze.com. That's SELLRAZE.com. Or you can find it on the App Store. Super easy to sign up. Just plug in your email, make a password. Like, I think there's, what do you call it? Verification. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy. Just give it a shot. And it's they're friends of the show. So
So
Those are our
easy,
goats.
your mom could do it.
And just
She sure could.
Just to put it out there, just because I know all these crazy titles does not mean I read it. I'm just putting that out there. I just see
Bro
them-
just had to defend himself.
pretty late to disclaim that.
I guess I should have done it earlier, but
Yeah.
I
An
just
hour and a
mention
half
that.
later. By the way, guys, I'm not weird. I just know I have knowledge.
I've just seen some strange stuff on there. All right, I don't read it.
Well,
All
you guys
right,
heard it
buddy.
here.
Okay,
Game's
buddy.
not a creep.
You
All
can
right.
only trust my word
Thank
for
you,
it.
Vicky.
That's all I can say.
Thank
See
you for
guys
clarifying.
next week.
Bye, guys. Take the brown pill.
Have a good night.
Ah!